We're gonna do this real quick. Set this to repeat, because you only want the good jams. I know what you're thinking. Vash the Shell Bullet, is that the Nier Automata t-shirt? You know what, I got good news for you, motherfucker. You know what else is good? We don't have just one Nier Automata t-shirt in the building today. Hell no. You know what it is. You want to know what it is? I'll tell you what it fucking is, buddy. Check this shit. We don't just got one, buddy. We doubling down. We coming in hot. Where's my unmute button? It's already unmuted. I don't give a fuck. Where's this shit? Need to find a way to unfocus participant without showing off all the porn. Unfocus. Not one, but two. Not one, but two Nier Automata t-shirts. Boy! Look at that. Look at that fucking value, bud. You don't even see the value. You can't appreciate it. You're not good enough for it. Fuck your shit.
Anytime Vash cuts out, it cracks me up. Just grabs the mic and I just hear everything stop, but he's just talking.
That's what I love about it, dude. Hello, everybody. Welcome. What?
I had the show on first. Tell Vash the change.
Oh, fuck you. They saw me first, which means I had it on first. Figure it out, bud.
Kiss my ass.
Mark a spot. You all ass, B. You all thick, B. So what up with you?
I don't know, man. I'm staving off fucking Titus defenders.
Yeah? Why? Who's defending Titus? Who's defending the boy?
People that think that fucking wearing lederhosen is like a good idea. Are you kidding me?
I mean, look.
Are you fucking kidding me? I just want to put that out there.
You know what? Donate. Slip me a crisp $5. You see the donation box. Hit me with $5, and we'll do the shirtless stream. Pokey will get a fucking webcam on just so we can go shirtless too.
$5. That is how much a webcam costs. $5.
$5. $5 dues, boy. Teach us how to blitz. People who support the Albed. I mean, hey, you can't always win. That's really the truth. That's like the moral
fireworks,
of the story.
yeah.
Like fireworks, yeah. Just Waka, this is my 9/11. Could you not? People are dead. Boom! Like fireworks, yeah?
Happy festival fireworks, yeah?
Jeez. How did he get with Lulu?
Contrarianism.
You think if Titus was, or if Waka was hanging out in Boston,
yeah,
when the bombing happened in the marathon,
someone's just being carted away with no leg.
It's like, oh, fireworks.
He gets, he's looking at someone who's getting carted away with no fucking legs. Like big happy fireworks, yeah? Waka, I'll never walk again. Like big happy fireworks, yeah? He just throws a blitz ball at him. Just fucking Jack Shot Mark III. Do you think there was like a fucking like the society was pretty decadent. Do you think they had a special blitz league just for disabled blitzers? You're just sitting there in the back. Home dude's got no arms, no legs, but he's still trying to pull off the Jack Shot Mark III.
I just imagine some dude who's crippled from the waist down, and he's swimming, and his legs are just...
They're just going everywhere, fucking...
meandering around, yeah. He goes to kick it.
He has to, like, flip his whole body over and just hope it catches, because if not, he's fucked. Jesus. Anyway.
Is that Kakuto Shoujo?
Katawa Shoujo?
Yes.
No.
Katawa Shoujo.
Yeah, that was Kakuto. Kakuto Shoujo?
Last I checked, it was definitely Katawa Shoujo.
Katawa? It's Katawa Shoujo?
It's definitely Katawa. Crippled anime babies is definitely, fucking... Katawa Shoujo might be. Burn Girl. You know, I still need to play that shit. I need to decide best girl. Best cripple girl.
Pretty sure it's the one with no arms who paints.
Isn't
Pretty
she
sure it was that fucking Lara Croft controller you posted last night.
It's a really good control.
That one's pretty disabled. All right. Waka Waka. Blitzball.
Nevermore. Nevermore.
How bad?
Nevermore.
Nevermore.
Who's the good boy?
Who's a good boy? Waka Waka. Speaking of Waka, where's the fucking sword? Sword's down here. I have the glasses on this week, so you know I can see. Can see all your beautiful faces. All you people talking shit.
I'm looking forward to getting to the Activian patent.
That's a goddamn mess.
You're definitely right. That definitely says Activian. So while I cover up that mistake, somebody talk to me about how their week has been. Let's start off with you, Pokey, since you're Mr. Spell Checker over here.
How has my week gone? I played some played a bit of Trails in the Sky first chapter.
There we go.
And I will admit I'm a little let down because I've been hearing a number of people like fucking talking about it like it is God's gift to man.
Mm-hmm.
We have a mutual friend named Deep Seaman.
Oh, Nick led you wrong?
Well, it's not so much that he led me wrong, but he is one of the few people who I know speak very highly of the game.
Right.
But he never tried to sell me on it. Like, he was never like, you gotta play this game, you're gonna love, but I've had other people that I know who's tried that. But anyway, the reason why I bring him up specifically is because I actually had to talk to him at one point. I was like, tell me what I'm missing here. Because, I've only played like the first few hours of the game, and they already they hit me up front with a bunch of tutorials.
Right.
And I'm like, I just got off the fucking heels of Tales of Berseria. I'm sick and fucking tired of the nonstop, perpetual fucking drip feeding of tutorials in Tales of Berseria. Tell me that the tutorials I got done with here in first chapter are done for. And he's like, yeah, they are. Don't worry about that. I was like, okay, now tell me what else am I missing? Because so far, I love that everyone has a very easily readable personality. When you talk to them, all these NPCs, they all have a story going for them. They all have a personal life that you want to keep up with. But I was like, do they ever have anything interesting to talk about? That's one of my main gripes at the beginning of the game. And he's like, yeah, eventually later on, they're going to have more interesting things they're going to talk about. Like, right.
So you're telling me it gets better 30 hours in?
Well, I mean, I've heard people say that they say it picks up massively after the second chapter in the game or something like that. I'm not sure.
Which just so happens to be 29 hours and 59 minutes into the game.
I don't know how long the game is. I think it's around 30 hours maybe. So in whole, as a whole.
It gets better when it ends?
Yeah, no, it's I don't know. I'm gonna.
This really is Final Fantasy 13.
I'm gonna stick with it. No. The combat system is actually okay. It's not the best combat system in the world, but it's definitely okay.
Is it turn-based?
It's turn-based. It's also got a a play field that you can move your character on and shit.
So is it
tiles and shit?
Is it like Front Mission?
No, it's not like Front Mission or Final Fantasy Tactics where you have to worry about say
your line of sights or shit like that.
Yeah. And then what it's mostly about is sort of they give you a field, and then there's things on the field that are either too far away from you, so you got to close in, or they're not. Obviously, the strategy plays in how you're going to deal with things that spawn on the far end of the map, that on the combat map specifically, because this isn't a game where it's just nothing but combat maps. You can also wander around on your own. But the extent of strategy so far in the beginning of the game is these flower niggas, they pop up all the way in the back area, and what they do is they cast seeds at you that hurt really fucking bad. All magic in the game basically can reach across the map, and all their attacks are basically magic, so dealing with that is painful. Because they're, the two characters you're starting off with, they have some magic abilities, but magic is also limited. You don't want to, blow all your money on getting recoverables and shit like that. So you want to manage everything this way and that way. It's good. I like it. It makes you think. It's just so far I'm not entirely too impressed, but admittedly, it's only the beginning hours of the game, so I do have to give it more of a chance. So I'm willing to do that. I don't know if I'm ever going to go back to fucking Tales of Berseria. I'm not sure.
Is it just too much of a time commitment, or are you just not having fun?
not having much fun. Like, the combat itself is good, but like I said, they kept on drip feeding me fucking tutorials. I'm 13. Last time I left off, I was 13 hours into the game, and they were just then telling me that I could sneak up behind an enemy for a back attack.
Solid, dude.
I've been doing that since the beginning of the game because I figured that I was already able to. But like later on, they're just like, no, you could do that. It's like, wow, did you really fucking?
I've been several tutorials ahead of you.
They manage to drip feed you so many cooking and combat tutorials that they stretch out over the course of the game. That really, it's all shit that they should have been able to crunch at either the beginning or let you figure out on your own.
What do you mean cooking tutorials? Is this shit cooking mama? Or is it just like
Kind
telling
of,
you
yeah.
recipes? Does it have a minigame attached to it?
What?
Does it have a minigame attached to it?
No, it doesn't have a minigame, but it's like
Fuck off.
basically you have to manage like picking up like food shit and learning new recipes and then you could set like eating meals after every fight, or you could choose to manually eat a meal after every fight rather than have it be automatic. And of course the meals, they offer buffs, so you go into the next fight stronger, which is cool. I like that. Neat. But Berseria fucking takes forever for anything to ever fucking come of anything that I'm not having fun. I want to have fun.
That's fair. I appreciate...
It's a shame too because I really like the characters, like, and they're nothing new or amazing. But like even Aizen.
Respect it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm maybe I'm just too like. I could just be too much of an old fuddy-duddy, because if you're going to talk to me about Tales, and I'm going to tell you which ones I beat and love, it's going to be Eternia, it's going to be Destiny, the original Destiny, and it's going to be fucking Symphonia. From, I hear, like, Vesperia onward, or was it post, I think it's post-Vesperia. I think, like, Vesperia was sort of, like, the last of, like, the kind of Tales games that I like. And I hear from everyone I would love going into it, and I probably would. But yeah, I don't know, in this post Hobby Lobby modern Tales world, I just don't know if I can really get into it. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Maybe one of these days I'll finally fucking bite the bullet and get through it.
I respect that. I respect the young call out. I respect the fact that the stream needs to get a little bit darker. So Dax, you're up next, B. What you been up to? I see you drinking that water. I heard you played a video game.
Oh,
I heard you did. I heard you played a video game recently too.
I had a fun little time.
Yeah. How was it? Yeah.
There's a reason I'm drinking water. So,
I need to be doing that. What the fuck's my water?
So I may have had 1 or 8 White Russians last night, and I started a playthrough for about
8.
Played like what, 4 hours?
No. You should have told me that. I would have caught up. I would have done 8. I would have done 8 shots to catch up to you, man. I would have died.
Nah, we were chilling. We were bowling. I was like, "Hey, Pokey, I've been meaning to start up a playthrough of The Evil Within 1. Do a stream of it." And he was like, "Oh, I'm down the bowl." So
yeah,
played for like 4 hours or so, and I'm like, "I'm gonna drink."
You don't know this, Dax, but my face lit up when you suggested that.
Yes, finally.
I wanted you to be at that home with it.
It's like when Akuma, when you kill a character in Marvel 3 and Akuma comes in off the screen, and he's like, "Finally!" It's really good.
Casual. No, it was Sebastian.
It was fun. Not the game. The stream. It was fun.
Not the game.
It like I'm gonna enjoy continuing to play it. For that purpose or whatever. But God, there's just here's my deal for explaining, because I've already explained it to you guys a bunch of times, but I'll explain it some in chat. So Pokey and I recently we watched a ton of the good boy, the best boy, Maximilian Dude, playing The Evil Within 2, and I'm watching it, and up until that point there were so many people that I saw on Twitter and other places in social media going like, "Man, it's really cool how The Evil Within 2 really improves on just about everything that was wrong with Evil Within 1." And I'm like, well, that's neat. I the only stuff I've ever seen from Evil Within 1 was when Super Best Friends Play did a Let's Play when the game came out, 2014, I think.
Right.
And I was like, okay, well, that's cool, that's good, because I heard the game was pretty pretty disappointing or pretty mediocre when it came out. So that's good. I'm watching Max play. I'm like, this looks
bad.
Garbage shit. and it's like there's no fucking way it's any better. And then of course I start seeing people be like, yeah, man, it looks way worse. It's even worse than the first game. I'm like, well, what fucking which one is it?
Who's right? You can't be both of you.
So fucking so I was like, it's $20. I'm gonna get the first game. I'm gonna play through it because I'd only watched it, and then I'm gonna see because I watched so much of the second one. It's one of those things where I could play both to really get a comparison, but
right.
I'd rather play one of them. I'm gonna pick the cheaper option, and you watch. It's one of those things when people talk about. It's like, well, I mean, you can't really judge until you play it. It's like, look, nigga, look at Evil Within 2. You look at it, and it's like, I put this on Twitter recently. I was like, think about any third-person shooter that had a stealth section in it, where you had to, instead of hiding behind a chest-high wall and popping dudes off and waiting in like 15 minutes until it's over, and then you meander on through whatever set piece you have to go through. Instead, you're using those same chest-high walls to like navigate, just crouch walking like a maze and waiting for. You're just monitoring. You see, here's a guard, and he goes this way, and he turns around, and he goes this way, and he turns around, and he stops in the middle, and then he goes this way, and it repeats that cycle ad nauseum. And it's like, okay, now I know it's just redundant, and then you just go through, and it takes a fucking year. That's just Evil Within 2. That's Evil Within 1, kinda. At least Evil Within 1 has some atmosphere. Evil Within 2 didn't really seem to have that. It's just, that's all it is. It's just some of the worst parts of a generic third-person shooter, complete with just bad AI. Like fucking, how do you get worse than The Last of Us? I don't understand how the fuck. And even I was playing Evil Within 1 last night, when the first things in the first like 10 minutes of the fucking goddamn game, I'm sitting behind, I'm crouching. But this dude, the big chainsaw dude, is just bugging out or whatever. I see him. Okay, here's the thing. I throw a bottle, and I throw it like through this doorway. So I'm facing this way, right? Fucking this stuff. I throw a bottle this way. Dude's over here, and he's off in the corner. Fucking, you can't see it because fucking Discord camera sucks. All the way over on that side. I'm expecting him to run. I'm hiding. I'm like crouching behind some shit. You can't fucking see me. Mm-hmm. And so he's John Cena reference. He's over here and he's gonna run through the doorway. First of all, he doesn't. He runs towards where I am, and goes next to the counter. He goes slightly past the counter and turns and kind of looks. And of course, he's just doing this fucking crazy animation, so I can't tell if he caught me or not.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, oh fuck, this sucks. So I start to back up, and he just looks at me like, "Rrr," and then just starts fucking walking the other way. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it hasn't really. That's one thing that didn't change to the second game. So it's just like, God. And then there's so much just weird, janky shit. It was a lot more fun when I was drunk, though. But God, it's just, and it's not like it's the fucking worst thing I've ever seen. Like it looks nice. In the first game anyway, it has like way better lighting and certain level layouts and designs and stuff, at least in the early parts of the game, that I can appreciate compared to the second game, which is so fucking bland.
Right.
But it's just, it's like, again, you look at it and it's like, I played this in, regardless of the genre, I've played this game before, and it's just,
I feel you.
I don't know how you aren't appreciating the forced limp. Why do you not appreciate a good limping?
I hate parts of games where it's just always third-person games where it's like you're forced to limp, and you're just dragging it. Okay, I can appreciate it more in this game than others because at least I keep a distant pace, as opposed to games where it's just you're fucking like just stop and go and it drags on and it's meant to be so fucking immersive. Whoa, I'm so like feel bad for the character even though I don't really know who he is and I just met him. Of course, in this case, he has this fucking like he straight up looks like he's doing like like Carlton in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when he's doing the fucking like swing dance. It looks like he's doing that, but just to one side, like he's just doing with one arm. I can hear the fucking snaps coming from his hand as he's like limping on through.
That's right.
But it's just, I don't know. It's whatever. Again, I'm gonna keep playing it on the stream because that aspect makes it fun. But it's just so fucking generic. But hey, Max said it's an 8 out of 10 for Evil Within 2. So
Hey, man, you know what to do.
even though he just, after every single accomplishment, after every chapter is beaten, after every boss is completed, he's like, well, that was a fucking pain in the ass. Game's 8 out of 10 though.
No, that's the best part. Every single boss fight was met with, oh god, I don't want to do this shit again. After he would die, like there was one boss fight that I saw he was having fun with because it actually was kind of neat. At least in okay, not neat on its own merit, but neat when compared and contrasted to everything else that happened prior in the game. And that was the last boss.
Spooky guy with his giant fucking thing in the background, the tentacles. Or are you talking about the last boss? The last boss.
Yeah, the last boss. I mean. Okay. I guess, yeah, he also really did enjoy the art boss as well. Or maybe he enjoyed it in retrospect, but not during
Not during it, no. Well, until he found all you have to do is just constantly back up. If you just constantly hold back, then you don't get hit.
Well, I mean, like I said before, like, I adore the ever-living pissing shit out of Maximilian. I value him as one of, like, the fucking most entertaining content creators that are out there, and I love his opinion on fucking fighting games, but holy shit, man, when you put that boy in front of a fucking grading system, it is, like, the definition of everything I dislike about modern grading systems.
It's shit. But it's definitely
six in a row, it's fucking shit. Get it out of here.
When I'm having less fun than I'm having actual fun, what could it be but an 8, dude? I'm trying to figure it out. It's got to be an 8 out of 10. Sorry about it. You did a really good job for this.
Western school system / Game Informer fucking whatever. Where it's just if you're below a 7, you're fucking Garbo. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, okay. So if 5 was the median, would you really want to play anything lower than a 7? Think about it. Enter the pose. Strike your idle animation and thunk. DMC4 is a 3, but I still play that shit. What you gonna do about it? Get at me.
Well, no, it's funny right now. It's funny you bring that up. By my own personal gay rating system, like how I do, like, 5's fucking average, or it's super divisive, and then 4 and below is like going below average, and 6 and above is going above average. There's honestly some games that I would say that's a 4 out of 10 or a 3 out of 10, and I'd fucking play them. Because by my own grading, like, rubric, like, a 3 is so bad that it's good, and a 4 is like, it's a bad game, but if you're like a fucking fan, you're probably really gonna get some sort of appreciation out of this. Like, it doesn't mean it's really a good game, but like, it fucking, it sort of like buffers your willy a bit based on your fandom. Well, so like, by my own definitions, I could see myself playing some games that I would decry as a 3 or a 4.
Right.
Well, my instinctive reaction is something like, if you're basing on that kind of rating system, if I see a 3 or a 4, I'm like, well, it's not a 1, so it's not complete dog shit. Mm-hmm. So there's something to it that can be appreciated. You just have to actually look into it and say, like, okay, what can I pull from this that I can like?
Right.
Like, there's tons. Yeah, there's plenty of games I've played where I can go back to them and enjoy them because of certain aspects. But as a whole, I would say, they're not really great. It's a complete package.
Yeah.
Like, I can fucking play. I do a full playthrough of Sonic Adventure 1 every like fucking 8 months, just cause it's something that was just fun to me as a kid.
Bugging you.
And it's just always stupid. It's always just stupid shit that I find. But like, there's certain aspects that I love, both for the good and the bad. But like, it's not a good game.
I would put Evil Within probably within that range of like 3 or 4. Just because it's like, Jesus Christ, like, what a fucking mess.
Jesus Christ, that's damage.
But it's something I like to see people play. I mean, fucking God.
It doesn't seem like it'd be a game that would be fun to watch, but I think just I don't know. I don't know what it is, because again, I had so much fun just watching Max just get pissed off, and I think, well, again, it's like what we talked about, where it's like it felt like if I look through my clips, like on Twitch, I love the clip feature, by the way.
Yeah.
If I look through my clips on Twitch, ever since before that stream, most of them were just just random shit or whatever, anything I've clipped, whatever. Mm-hmm. After that stream, like 85% of my clips were from the fucking Evil Within from his stream, because every 5 minutes something stupid as fuck would happen, and it'd be hilarious. Even just the other night, like that fucking clip with the dude falling into the pit, but you don't see it. Like, there's no dude that falls. there's no like I don't see like I know I was like aiming down the sights or whatever the fuck and stuff. I didn't see a dude. I just heard a sound and then saw an explosion.
Well, I looked back at that clip like a couple times.
Can you see a guy?
I didn't see anyone. I heard the scream and then I heard like the fucking wood break apart.
But even before that, I went up to
like
the tower and there was no one there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if my game broke or what.
I also love that you're trying to shoot the homie. So it just whizzing by his head, even though your shot's dead on.
The reticle is here. The reticle is here. One bullet goes like this way, and I see it. I see it hit in the background, but I'm aiming. I don't understand that. I don't.
No, I saw it too. That's not you being drunk. That was not.
The same thing happened with your fucking harpoons.
Oh yeah, with that one dude walking straight up like this, staring
through his head.
No, it was through his neck. Went straight through his fucking throat, through his jaw, through his throat, out the back. It just kept walking like, "Hey, bitch, I will live forever." And then but then you shoot him with a gun and he takes it. Is there like, are there enemies who just tell you "fuck you" to crossbows?
No, because I used a crossbow on another Zambambo guy and it was fine.
Well, was that a special? Because
although I shot him in the chest and not the head. Maybe it's just you just can't.
But that's stupid. It definitely hit his body. He should have been like, it should have at least stuck out of his body. Like, ooh, wow, at least it. Well,
yeah, because the whole thing with the harpoons is that like they play with physics.
Yeah,
like they tend to ragdoll enemies, and some of them they even get fucking pinned to walls. And he's just like, oh, I see you have harpoons. I too am also make believe.
I too am made of harpoons. So you're just throwing milk at this skeleton right now. It just gets stronger.
The calcium doesn't stop.
It just gets stronger.
I would love a game where there's a skeleton enemy and they buff themselves by just dumping milk. Whole milk. And they just get like plus 20 defense.
If it's the worst part, they start disintegrating.
The worst part of the fucking crossbow thing is that I look at the wall behind me and it's high up on this wall to where I just can't get them, I guess. I don't know if you could retrieve them. But I see the glowing dots, the two things, where my fucking crossbow ammunition is. And so I see it just stuck in the fucking wood, and it's like, well, I guess if there's a way to retrieve it, then I can't. Should have been stuck in this dude's head. I don't know. There's a lot of jank, and I'm not very far in.
Yeah, like, it's got to be really weird when you're playing a game for the first time, too, and you don't know how things are supposed to work. So you just see something like that, like, did I just get fucked, or is the game working as intended here? I don't know.
Well,
don't worry. It's a glitch in the stem system.
even the tiniest thing, and maybe this is super nitpicky, whatever. But like early on, like in the first little bits of the game, there's little prompts for like opening the doors and all that. Like they're just like one door that you open. You have to use the key and everything. You have little prompts and all this other stuff. And then when I get to this other area after running from the chainsaw guy, I'm walking around and I go up to a door, and instinctively in a lot of these games, especially a lot of modern games, typically there's some sort of prompt for like opening a door or whatever. And so I go up to the door, and if I don't see one, I assume, okay, well, that's just a texture. I'm supposed to, find something else. And I'm wandering around for like 10 minutes in this room until I realize, oh no, I just go to it in space and I open it. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. And then it's never a factor. Fucking dude just drew through my neighborhood at like 90 miles an hour. The fuck? But
crackers.
Yeah, like little things like that kind of throw me off. And on one hand, it's like, wow, I'm retarded. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know how much of that is my fault, because I feel like I'm paying attention. But
well, you definitely vaulted up to windows without breaking them first. So my dude
that was pretty cool.
So my dude's just standing on windowsills.
Standing on the sill.
Like, hey, what's going on in here?
The fuck? Oh god, it's so weird.
Pour one out.
I'm just so happy that I get to watch you play through that game.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I'll only if I know for a fact, if we're in a call together, I know for the fact that we're going to be in there for a while, then yeah, I'll only use that kind of opportunity to stream it. Drive myself fucking insane otherwise.
Absolutely, that game's gonna be fucking frustrating. Not in a good way either. Like bad touch, Uncle Bad Touch way.
No.
No, it's only gonna get fucking dive into Evil Within 2 and you play it on nightmare mode.
I'm not
Bosses take 20 minutes of kiting to kill.
I played it by watching it. I know what the fuck. Like, I'm not. No.
What the fuck would you want to play a game like that on a higher difficulty? Eat dicks.
No, that's not.
For what purpose?
Well, what's funny too? Like they claim that nightmare mode and Evil Within 2 is like, this is like the classic difficulty of the original. I mean, I guess there's some partial truth to that. Just
because it's really fucking boring.
Yeah, everything just takes forever to kill.
You see shit break constantly. Sometimes attacks just phase through enemies. It didn't hurt.
Oh yeah. Oh, the way they ignore hit stun. Oh, it's good.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you go up and you punch them and they go like they reel back. Sometimes you punch them and they're just like, fuck you, I'm just gonna grab you. Like, okay.
So speaking of systems doing whatever the fuck they want, regardless of what you want, it's time for our first piece of news. I'm not gonna do it.
Microtransactions are fucking sick.
Let's jump right into my wallet!
Did you know that, fun fact, you only complain about microtransactions because some fat, funny British man on the internet does it, so now you're just following the trend.
You're fucking lying! He's not funny!
Hey, I mean...
Got him!
I can't really... Look, I enjoy his Gymquisitions, but I'll agree he's not always funny. No, but fucking... Okay, so... Boys, microtransactions. No one's ever been complaining about this before.
No. So...
DLC, all that. This is a brand new discussion brought on by fat British men.
Absolutely. Who just sits there with his fucking... His powdered face makeup, talking about paying money for games you already paid for, you know? It's the first time it's ever happened. Doesn't happen anywhere else.
So, Activision, the best, the best example of like, hey, you forgot how shitty we are. Fuck you, fuck you. Shut up. Sit down. Watch. I will school you.
Listen and believe.
Listen and believe. You thought EA.
So. We're not even gonna.
You thought EA could one up us.
We're not even going to explain what we're talking about. We're going to link you to a downward thrust video. It's going to be 8 minutes. It's going to be a news story. You're going to get everything you need to know. So quick, so juicy. It's going to be beautiful. Activision.
It's so difficult to want to approach this directly because everything about it is just so fucking bad and shitty.
I'm diving right in. Activision back in October 2015 filed a patent, or was it even October? I don't give a fuck. They filed a patent in 2015.
No, it's a patent for fucking. So basically, the whole entire idea is, do you suck at our game? We're going to incentivize. And by the way, we're forcing you to play against the better players. Once they own your ass, once you're torn open, we're going to say, why don't you buy these microtransactions? It's going to help you, buddy.
Yeah, it's so okay. Here's what happened. So you know matchmaking systems, right? They've been in your favorite games for years. What if we use them so that when you play our games, you break out your Visa debit card and you give me the last 3 numbers on the back and your expiration date for a snipperiffle. This shit. So have you ever read something so fucking evil but so smart that you high key respect it?
It's even better.
I read this patent. I said they are geniuses.
Even better, they're claiming that they're not going to be putting it into action maliciously, even though they've said that about everything else that they've turned tail on and then implied or implicated.
Nani?
Maliciously. How do you not? How do you make a patent that's like, I want to fuck you over, noob?
But I'm gonna be a cool dude. You can trust me. We've been around the block a couple times before. No, so
it's not like I have a bad reputation or anything.
The way that it's being basically set up is like it's being condensed as a matchmaking, like a type of matchmaking system that's intended to encourage you to make microtransaction purchases. The way that it works is that if you first get into the game or you're struggling, there's like a group of players who already have high level gear, which for the record, I assume you can earn through leveling up. But for just sake of argument, like you get into a game, there's a bunch of players, they have the good shit. They're 20th prestige, they got the golden big dick sniper rifle outfitted with 18 scopes, and they're ripping the sick shots from across the map in World War II. And you just look at it, I can't do anything. I lose every engagement. I don't know the maps. I have the perfect solution. I go into my mom's purse and there's a little plastic card. I'm gonna go onto the PlayStation store. Give me some COD points, and I'm gonna go and make some. I'm gonna go buy the sick gun, and when I buy the sick gun, the game is gonna be like, "Oh, you bought the sick gun? Here's a match. Here's a match where you go into the game and your sick gun, like it's gonna work really well." And then when you do really well with that sick gun, you're going to be like, hell yeah! I did it! I'm the best!
I can't wait.
I'm going to buy more shit. It's genius. Like, here's the thing. I thought it just stopped when you bought the gun. Like, as soon as you're like, oh, that person's got, what would be, like, that dude's got a special, like a Car 98, because, like, if they were to implement this for World War II, that dude has a special bolt rifle that I'm not going to unlock until, like, the end of my first Prestige progression. I'm going to go ahead and buy it straight away just so I can have it because I like the way the gun feels. Turns out that they're so fucking smart that as soon as you get the gun, it sets you up so that you're like, this was a good choice. I'm actually a sick player because I used my mom's credit card.
I said that.
Fuck. It's genius.
In order to gain this, you have to sneak into the bitch's purse.
Holy shit. Imagine if League of Legends did this. You go in and you buy a fucking legendary skin, and you go into a game, like imagine you picked it up for Udyr, and fucking, like, you go into the game and it's like, oh, everybody here, nobody else is picking a jungler or a top. I get to pick. And when I go in, everybody's like fucking in Elo hell, and I'm in fucking gold, so I just shit on them, and I'm like, yeah, this skin is sick. Bob?
I can't wait to buy my way in.
I need more money for skins. I wish I would have thought of this. It's fucking the sickest shit. I'm not even mad. I should be really mad, but I'm not even mad.
I love the fact that between them and the EA, like, it really helps to just... It shows that nothing has changed, right? Like,
no, not at all.
You keep on thinking, because, like, 2K keeps on stealing, like, WB and 2K, they keep on stealing the limelight for who's scummier, and you forget, like, I thought EA and Activision were supposed to be fighting for that. And then they're like, no, wait, we got you. Don't worry. Just nothing changes, man. The more things change, the more things stay the same. There's a French saying that goes for it, but I'm not fucking cultured enough to know fucking French.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised it took them this long. Well, I mean, they filed the patent in 2015. They saw this shit. They saw the potential. They were sitting in boardrooms like, dude, this is it. This is how we're going to engineer our shit. We're going to engineer the fuck out of these players. And it's going to be the smartest shit ever, and it's going to work. So, you know, part of me, because I watched the downward thrust video, so I know exactly what's going on with this situation. And he raises a very interesting point. How this is tampering with your play experience. Okay, but, you know, I was sitting there like this. Just like this. I was thinking, you know, is this just an evolution of the matchmaking system? Because follow me on this journey.
Okay.
When you think about it, in terms of how online matchmaking works, the profiles are pretty much similar between the way that they function in some games currently and what is proposed in this patent. Except, like, so in the patent, they're outlining a system that profiles you as a player, and it's attempting to have all these different coefficients for if you have preferred players, like in a clan, or, you know, ranges for where you're going to be playing, like for your IP address and shit like that. And it's all, like, the whole point is to encourage you to at first make a purchase and then, like, reward you for making that purchase. But I was thinking, you know, back in the day, one of the big reasons why a lot of people stick with games that are very microtransaction heavy is because they find it enjoyable, or like they just find it fun at like a base level. They enjoy some part of the base game, and they spend more time with it. More and more time goes into the game. They have more fun with it, so they can internally justify a purchase like that to themselves. Like, well, I put so much time into League. Give me that big titty Riven skin, please. I'll give you money right now. It's not my money, but I'll give it to you. Then
I always knew Riven was a hoe.
She's not my waifu anymore. I'll shit on her all day.
Yeah.
But no, I guess, like, when I think of how, like, matchmaking systems worked in the past, they were meant to give you an ideal situation where you would have fun, for the most part. Like, your connections would be as good as they could possibly be. They'd set you up with players that were around your skill level, so it wouldn't be too easy or you wouldn't get your shit stomped. And all that's intended to keep you happy while you're playing. And that time is going to sort of, like, internally justify your time so you can sort of see how, like, you can get some sort of reward or you can justify making a microtransaction purchase like that. I look at this and it's like, you know, the statement that these games are being tampered with, it's like, well, they're already doing that. They've been doing that, and it's good. It's a good thing that they're setting you up so that you're not getting shit stomped. Or at least that you're not dealing with really shit connections where you're playing people in Cambodia. You know? So when I look at this, I see it partially as an evolution, but it's also, like, it's transparently fucked. I think that, like, I think it's funny how the way that the patent is worded in some instances where it's like, it just sounds like a fucking mob ring. The way that it's read, it just sounds like high-key criminal activity. But it's so fucking, it's just genius, dude.
Well,
it's scary smart.
Like, this is what bothers me about it, is that, like, the matchmaking itself, like, they're not putting in a patent to make a more solid foundation, to make sure pros play with pros and nubs will play with nubs, so that nubs can learn from other nubs to eventually get better and better, and, you know, get into these higher tiers eventually to mingle with the more skilled players.
Right.
As one would expect to be found in the majority of fighting games, with measures taken to prevent smurfing.
Right.
And yet, rather than encouraging a patent to help players get better on their own merit, they're going to try to find a way to put you in situations that are going to get you fucked over, so that way you are encouraged to spend money. And this also comes at the sort of like the detriment to a system that I've heard people talking about how much they disliked over the course of time, and it wasn't until, like, the more recent years when I sort of, like, found out why they disliked it, and that's just general progression in FPS online matchmaking.
Right.
Because, like, I'm, you know, personally used, like, I don't play FPS games, but the ones that I did play back in the day online were typically things like Quake and, like, Dave Defeat, fucking, you know, prior to Source Engine, fucking CS.
Well, so Bickno raises a decent question. Is like, well, is anyone here even part of the COD player base? I mean, I was once upon a time, but now I'm looking more to World War II to pick it up to play zombies, because that shit actually looks really fucking good. But now, ever since Black Ops 3, they've moved, like, hardcore microtransaction shit into that mode. Like, consumable microtransactions, like, and it's RNG, too. It's the peak pinnacle of bullshit.
The main reason I gives a fuck about it is largely, well, first of all, I mean, because, like, just alone as a patent, this doesn't mean that it's going to stay exclusively within the Call of Duty.
Oh yeah, this could affect Destiny
sphere.
too.
It could affect a million things. Things that even I enjoy playing.
Yeah.
That, not only that, but also
it could affect Crash Bandicoot.
I like to keep up on this just for the sake of, like, a mutual friend of Kevin and I, my best friend Joe. He used to love Call of Duty back in the day.
He's a normie.
And he despises it now. Yeah, he's for the most part a fucking normie. Yeah.
Damn.
Nah, but like he used to love fucking Call of Duty back in the day, and over the course of time, he fucking progressively learned to despise it because of, you know, a lot of mingling with shit like this. So the reason why I look into it is because he always expresses to me how he's constantly looking for a way to get back into COD, but, you know, every time they open up a door,
you know,
he's like, he walks in, it's like, wow, it's shitty in here, and then he walks away. It happens every single fucking time.
I'm gonna send him a Twitter, or no, I'm gonna send him a Facebook message. Reads, hey, bitch. November 3rd, you playing I'm telling y'all motherfuckers right now, and that game comes out, I'm playing it on stream. Call of Duty Zombies, I'm in there, PC, day one. If you want to play with me, come fucking find me. If not...
You should stream the fucking single player mode.
Oh no.
Come on,
That
dude.
shit-
The fucking
that shit might
COD
be
World
bad.
War II.
Your boy. Maybe. I'll think about it. If you send me one Arizona iced tea, I'll do it. We'll stream for iced tea. How's that shit sound? That shit
That
sounds
actually,
good to me. That's a good deal. That's like at least 99 cents. But you got to eat the tax, otherwise I only get like 80 something. That's not enough to buy some tea, dude.
Yeah, I hear you.
But yeah, like this system could potentially fucking appear in Zombies, now that I think of it. It'd be really easy to implement this there. Because how it works in Zombies is like there's a system where like you get something, before it was called Gobblegums, where they're just like super busted fucking benefits, where like it allows you to turn whatever weapon you're holding into a fully upgraded version of that weapon. Something, and this could happen on round 1 if you just rip it. Just be like, oh shit, dude, nice, I'm set, brother, yeehaw. You know, there's shit that you don't have to get through microtransactions that have unlimited uses technically, but they're like a fucking lot worse than the shit you would get if you actually ran through and tried to do the fucking slot machine shit. So if this system were to be implemented there, it's like if you were in a matchmaking game, it would just set you up with players who have like spent shit tons of money or are running these specific Gobblegum kits or the equivalent in World War II. Just set you up with that and be like, wow, this person has a fucking PAP weapon already. The game has barely even started. Nobody has points. This dude just dropped all his shit. He's got like a sick gun already, or he's unlocking everything straight, like he's opening all the doors within the first minute of the game because there's a Gobblegum that lets you do that. It's like, you know, maybe I should get this. Maybe this is something I should look into. Like that system could function there too. Very easily.
What a good ass system. Some good ass devs.
It's rough. Shit's really rough, but it'll be good as
I
fun.
don't know. Call of Duty's gay.
Yeah, but Destiny 2 though, my goyim. Destiny 2 is also shit actually. Too bad. What other fucking games do they have their hands in? Like I memed about Crash, but I want to see them try to implement this system into Crash.
Microtransactions
Yes.
into Bash Bandicoot.
You can only get a special mask. Last 3 hits instead of 2. Fucking
Yeah, I'm sure they'll figure out a way to do it.
What up, B?
We got
Good.
Besa.
What up, boy?
Basic.
Aye.
So yeah, that's this fucking like weird ass scheme shit we got going on. It's fucking perfect. Much love to him. Hope they make a lot of money.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So loud. Anyways, good. How's it going?
What up, boy?
Microtransactions?
Yeah.
We don't like them.
Nope.
Get rid of them.
And it turns out not only do we not like them, but UK Parliament does not like them either.
Oh.
I love life.
See you later.
So, have you ever thought you were memeing and then it shows up in UK Parliament as a thing they're talking? Have you ever had a government investigation?
You guys were having a laugh, you know, trading some memes, then all of a sudden the UK Parliament shows up to your house like, hey, what are you fucking doing?
The entire building, the entire Parliament shows up at your fucking house.
I hate them. You hate them.
I need to see
the UK fucking Parliament. Oh, they don't like them.
What's in the crates? Do you got good skins? Do you guys got good skins?
Sir? Open them up. Open them up.
You got
Get down on the ground.
You got Imp Mercy in there? Got Imp Mercy in that crate?
got thick titty fair in there, nigga?
On the ground right now. Hands behind your fucking head while we open up these goddamn crates. I swear to fucking God, if we see one McCree skin in here, you're out!
But I'm out of keys!
Good.
What are your security details? Don't open up the crates! God, this is like, yo. So basically what's happening, right? Someone, a god among men, posed the question to Parliament, approaches them, is like, hey, what are you guys gonna do about, like, these games that are preying on people, like kids, adults, with gambling in these games that they already pay for? What are you gonna do about that? So, like, wait, what? Illegal gambling? Where?
Everyone
Overwatch.
loves the prey. Everyone loves the prey on illegal gambling.
It's in Overwatch.
It is.
It's in CS:GO. It's in Call of Duty. It's everywhere, boy. It's in It's been in Team Fortress 2 for years.
Yep.
So, I'm trying to think of a way to put this. No. So okay, they're running to it, and there's going to be, like I said, an official government investigation into what's actually going on with these loot crate systems, as to whether or not they actually are some form of gambling, as to whether or not they actually are.
This is after a petition.
Yes. What is
the UK lands in fucking funny accent world? What they do is petitions are really nothing new, obviously. From what I understand, I'm not British, I don't fucking know. But from what I understand is that apparently, like, they'll frequently set up petitions for, like, what should be the next issue addressed. And what garners the most attention is sort of like what falls in front of the ballot for the next issue brought up in Parliament.
right?
Apparently, the UK has enough people fucking miffed about loot crates and the definition of gambling,
Yeah.
that they want to bring it to the attention of Parliament. So let's see, who was the specific homie? Daniel Zeichner, I believe his name is, a Labour MP from Cambridge.
Name. Shoutouts to my boy Daniel Zeichner.
It's like Zeichner or Zeichner?
My goyim. Oh my
Zeichner?
lord.
Is it
Holy
Zeichner? I don't
fuck.
fucking know what it is.
Either way, he's doing God's work out there.
So
I
yeah,
hope
he
this brings everything down.
he posed two questions to Karen Bradley, the UK Secretary of State for Digital Culture and Media and Sport, etc., etc. Zeichner asked what steps she will take to, quote, protect vulnerable adults and children from illegal gambling, in-game gambling, and loot boxes within computer games. His second question was specific to the jurisdiction of the Isle of Man, which has a stronger legal code specifically addressing illegal and in-game gambling and loot boxes, and whether such protections could be extended to the nation on the whole. So, in other words, taking the Isle of Man's more strict definitions and regulations on such things and then applying it to the entirety of the UK.
Right.
Now, that's interesting because, I mean, let's not forget that like digital rights and digital kiosk abuse is something that's taken into more careful consideration in other places. I mean, Germany itself, I believe, has like some pretty fucking strict, like, ball busting laws on Steam itself.
Right.
Like a lot of shit that Steam gets away with in other places, I think they've been hit by like class action lawsuits in fucking Germany for.
Jesus.
So,
Shoutouts
I mean,
to
this is
Germany.
really no surprise that they're actually taking it seriously, especially because the realm of online games and online media in general tends to be like one of the easiest ways to prey on people because everyone's always hooked up to the fucking internet and always,
Yeah.
we have such a fucking cluster of media that's constantly grabbing your attention that when something good enough is put out that eventually fucking tries to nickel and dime you on a way for spending even more money on it, that's that. So of course that's going to grab their interest. It's something that they are going to take seriously. I just don't know like where it's going to wind up going though.
I have an idea where it's going to wind up going. Probably going to end up in one of them situations where League of Legends also had, where they got sued for a skin. It's a Striker Lucian. Basically, was like stealing somebody's like look, I guess.
Yeah, they were doing some likeness.
Yeah, and so basically all that they did was they granted him, like, only him from his specific country, all the, like, the proceeds, like, all the money from it, they gave him all. It was like, okay, you win the lawsuit, buddy, here you go. So I feel like what's going to happen if the UK Parliament be looking into illegal gambling into CS:GO and Steam, like shit like that. I have a feeling what's going to happen is that he will take people from Steam will take all of the revenue share from that and or refund it to the people in the UK, right? And or they'll just make it so you can't do it in the UK. And that's it. Everywhere else, they'd still be fine with it.
Yeah.
I feel like they'd just section it off like
it's a little difficult to say because if I recall, one of the things that took place in Germany in terms of Steam wound up that's what it was, refunds. Because there was no refund system on Steam for the longest fucking time, which I still want to fucking punch Gaben in the teeth for to this day. I have so much fucking garbage in my library that is my fault for buying, but
I fucked up, but fuck him.
But anyway, Germany was like, well, fuck you need to incorporate refunds.
Yeah.
And so when they were like, okay, fine, that became like a whole thing. Like fucking everyone's able to get their fucking refunds.
It's still kind of hard. Like, I don't know how people get refunds. There's so much shit I want to get rid of.
Yeah.
Oh, you just have to go to the help section. Just be like, want to refund this trash.
Hey, I've never into this game.
I
bought it when I was extremely wasted. Or I was really young. Just give me.
How long is the limit? Because I have something from like 2 January. Months. Oh fuck.
It's not that big. Or like if you have more than 10 hours in the game, they tell you to eat a dick.
I thought it was like 2 hours because I have legitimate like 30 minutes game and I don't want it.
I think they'd let that in.
I feel like it's all depends on where you go. You'll find like different forms of leniency. Like meme on Origin all you want. They have one of the best fucking refund systems to date.
Yeah.
Fucking Steam has an okay refund system. Yeah, it's the whole 2 hour limit. Like, so long as you're under the 2 hour limit and you haven't beaten the game, then you can fucking get your refund.
Yeah. All right, cool.
That caused a whole debacle with indies purposely making their games under 2 hours long.
Yeah.
So that was a fun little thing. Anyway, yeah. So what happens here could potentially affect Steam as a whole, across the world, or it could just be locked down on the UK. But the reason why I even thought that this was interesting to bring up to begin with is because a great deal of this conversation got blown, not out of proportion, but fucking got put a heavy light on it because EA and Star Wars and loot boxes that were very clearly, precisely put in.
Yeah.
Loot boxes appeared in Shadow of War. That was a big deal. Loot boxes appeared in Overwatch, and I know a lot of people that play Overwatch don't want to say it's a big deal, but for people on the outside, especially myself, it is a big fucking deal.
I paid for this game. Let me get my shit, bitch.
Yeah, that's one of my big issues with the whole fucking thing. It's like you pay for the game up front. You're paying $40 to $60 for these games, and they're like they have the fucking gall to tell you give me more money for these loot boxes for things you're either going to get duplicates of that are going to be completely useless, or you're going to get nothing what you want because fuck you. Fuck everything about the Overwatch costume grab system. It's so shit.
Pokey, it's a good thing you brought this up because I'm reminded.
What was it?
MVCI's deal.
MVCI? Oh,
half the price of the main game, Pokey. It's half the price.
Yeah.
It's half the price of the main game, Pokey. It's half of the price of the main game, Pokey.
Yeah, you're talking about the fucking the costume pass, right?
It's half of the price of the main game, Pokey.
The costume.
Well, no.
Man.
It's not a cost. Is it a costume pass or is it for the fucking characters too? Like, do you get to play as
the characters, but you don't. Do you not get the Monster Hunter thing if you buy Monster Hunter straight up?
I want my thick titty Monster Hunter.
Here's the way it works, right? Characters, DLC, you get the character and you get their alternate outfit. So if you buy Sigma, Black Panther, Monster Hunter, you will get their alternate outfit.
What if I want DMC Dante?
Then you can either buy that individually for $3.99 for something like that. Or you can buy. I don't even think you can buy it individually. I think you have to. No. I think you can buy it individually. You can buy them in packs. So there's 3 packs.
This is segregate from the Monster Hunter.
This is different. This is different from the character DLC. And so you can buy packs with 10 costumes apiece because I think there's actually it's 7 because it's not the entire cast, by the way.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's not everybody.
It's not the entire cast.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about DLC. I'm talking about they're just characters in there who just don't have outfits
don't have
yet.
special. Okay.
and those are like $12 a pop, or you can pay the pass, whatever. Which I don't know if that's going to include future outfits. Probably not.
Oh,
but you'll get all of the existing costumes, which don't even cover the full cast. 30.
I'm so glad I'm waiting for like the complete edition of MCI.
By the way, that if you paid for the deluxe edition where you get your 6 characters, yeah, it doesn't include that. Doesn't include the costume pack. So if you pay, so that means that you would pay if you buy a season pass, or if you buy the deluxe edition or the season pass, which gives you the 6 new characters that are coming out, just the initial 6, not the later ones, just the initial 6. It's $90 plus an additional $30 for outfits. So up to this point, if you want everything that's available to the game right now, you're paying double. Double.
I'm looking.
The main game, and that's just what we have currently. It's not other future outfits. It's not other characters.
So something on screen just it just captures me perfectly. I don't know what it's just something feels right about this.
Pretty good.
I forgot it was that shitty.
So
I didn't realize it was that shitty. I thought like you bought it and got all the costumes and shit.
No. Yeah, that's why I'm waiting for the fucking Ultimate Edition or whatever. Like in fucking 3 years.
I might do that as well now. I don't know. I'll see what I play at GDQ. If I like what I play at GDQ, I'll pick it up. But if not,
it's a fun fucking game. It's just between.
I need money.
And here's the funny thing too, is that a lot of people are like, well, why would they go with this model compared to what they did with SF5? Because SF5 has the whole, you can get fight money. The generally costumes and things are significantly cheaper compared, and like prices overall. Characters are about the same. Right. The costumes are cheaper than they are in this game. Why? It's like, well, remember how that whole Marvel 3 thing made Marvel like no money? And Marvel was like, hey, I know you have this whole DLC plan coming out throughout the entire next year and a half or so with new stages and characters and everything. You have 10 characters lined up. A couple of them are mostly, Jill and Schumer are mostly done. You got all these other characters rolling, all this other stuff. And you have this whole plan that we kind of set up, but we didn't like the initial launch numbers for the first month and a half of vanilla of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So if you could just put that all in a disc in the next like 9 months and put it out so we can just drop your contract and say, fuck you, because we don't really like this anymore. That would be tight, and that's what they had to do. So a lot of people are like, "Well, why did we get Ultimate Marvel Capcom 3 in less than a year from launch? That's so stupid. Capcom's a bunch of assholes." And it's like, yes, they are, but that wasn't their fault. And it's just, and again, it's just Marvel has this game by the fucking balls, and it's not great. So no, I'm again, I don't want to give Capcom any goddamn credit, but I'm sure that a lot of the pricing has to do with Marvel wanting their damn money back.
I almost made a really big mistake.
So it's a shame. It's a shame. But yeah, just fuck it. It's hopefully hopefully all the major content will be out in the next like year or so, and they can just drop a fucking ultimate version and people can buy that. Be fine, because it's not too hot right now. It's not too good.
I can't wait for the Ultimate Edition.
I am currently on a refund spree. Hell yeah, dude. Everything underneath $2. Underneath 2 hours, see the fuck later, dude. I don't like it.
Damn. Real spit.
Well, I think there's also a time limit too in terms of like when you can. I think it's like 2 weeks. Like the refund period is within 2 weeks, yeah.
Alright, well, see if I get my fucking money back. Hey, you bitches better fucking know. I didn't know about this till fucking today. Hey, why I'm asking for all this. Better get my fucking money back. I don't want Wolf the Red Hood Diaries. Get out, dude.
I don't even know what that is.
Exactly. Nobody wants to know.
All right.
So yeah, fuck EA basically.
Yeah.
I appreciate the message. I really do.
I mean, that's just what that's what the best part about this entire thing is. Like, it's just a matter of like, hey, we thought we can get away with this. Oh, by the way, someone's bringing this to the government.
Yeah.
Shit.
Prank gone wrong. Cops called. Jesus Christ, this is rough. Fuck video games. So, that's the micro. I hope this shit goes down in flames. You want my honest take? I hope this shit just goes. I fucking hate loot crates, dude. Even in free-to-play games.
I wish I could care about all that, but all I know is that it's like literally the most thing will happen will probably affect a small area of people, and it won't affect like anybody else. It literally won't get rid of it. Unless we see some fucking shit where we see the creator CS:GO getting fucking taken away in cuffs. We're like, hey, buddy, we're bringing you in for fucking questioning.
Sorry, friendo. This is the endo.
Yeah. I don't think that's...
Just someone knocking.
If you're literally saying anything, you suck.
Oh.
At getting cuffed, dude. Reality Stone!
Reality Stone! Web ball!
Web ball! Reality Stone!
By the way, if anyone's curious, that got taken out, so you can't do that anymore.
I'm still doing it.
Hatched. Hey, you better not be doing more than 3 reps. After 3 reps, hey, I'm snitching.
No, that's what they're going to do for the Battle of the Stones tournament. If you have the Reality Stone, you're allowed to do the Infinite. They put it back in for you. You're allowed to play Spider-Man. You can do the Infinite.
I'm ready for it.
Sick. You're good.
I'm ready for it. Okay. So, speaking of things getting taken before the government and hopefully fucking assassinated, everybody at Visceral... Speaking of electronic arts, Visceral. What's
Gutted.
What's this weird button on my keyboard? It just says delete.
Yeah.
Visceral got fucking deleted.
I have this other key that says focus testing.
Zoom and enhance. Control
Delete
X.
all your talent. Fuck, alright.
So, what happened? Visceral got fucking annihilated.
Literally, the entire fucking excuse was focus testing. We did some market research.
Yeah.
We brought in some people to say what they felt about the game. And really... Even though we gave it to Visceral based entirely on the notion to build what they're best known for, no one wants that. In this modern market, kill it. Doesn't deserve it to be alive.
Fuck it. Polygon, write an article about how single-player games don't work. Do it right now.
If Star Wars can't survive as a single-player experience, what can?
Nier Automata, Cuphead, Persona.
Every major
Breath of the Wild.
I had time. Zelda.
Fucking year.
Who the fuck is... Oh, Jesus Christ, we're getting... Oh, God. No, the gifts. No.
BB, you have to leave.
No.
For the sake of the gift.
We gotta scrunch him down even further. We gotta get a big one for BB now. Alright.
BB always in the middle.
What did I do?
Fucking dick.
Oh, God.
What did I...
Get out.
Damn.
Jesus Christ. No, he actually allowed.
No,
I was memeing.
Come back. I'm sorry. Sorry. Sad face, crying.
Sad face, crying. So fucking what's it called? Yeah. So Visceral. Visceral got fucking reamed.
Yeah, so basically the Star Wars game that they were building was seen as non-applicable to today's market. And thus they got the axe.
I see.
What should be
So
here?
rip our boys over at Visi.
So that's it's the second time an actually interesting looking Star Wars game got bodied in favor of whatever. Hey guys, want to play? Let's go play Star Wars Connect.
In favor of market research. God, Star Wars Connect made it all the way through. Star Wars Connect made it to sale.
Remember?
This got fucking shot in the head.
Found it.
Okay, well no, I'm sorry. It didn't get shot in the head. It got moved over to EA Vancouver. Yay. It's saved, don't worry guys. Just some people from Visceral got relocated and others lost their job entirely. Yay.
Sucks to suck. Hey. No, this is well, I mean, okay. I don't think anybody's ever really going to be happy about a foreclosure of a studio. I'm just going to go ahead and make a blatant shotgun statement right there, but this one I don't know. It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me like I thought it was going to. Like, this shit always stings, but I was like, yeah.
Well, the reason why it doesn't surprise you, I mean, the reason why it shouldn't surprise you, I'll stipulate that. The reason why it shouldn't surprise you is because it's EA. I mean, everyone knows about EA's fucking notorious graveyard.
But who's next on the block? I'm trying to figure out.
BioWare is like spiritually dead, even though the corporation still has its like fucking name up for whatever reason.
But you know, they're keeping them happy though. That's the main thing. Is that like they're still turning out like relative critical and successes. Excusing the one time Andromeda came out. Excusing the most recent thing. But
we'll see how long they let us. Honestly, I think the only reason why BioWare probably has not got the chopping block just yet isn't even because of that, but largely because of the fact that EA has clung onto them as like, see, we're totally about equal rights for our employees. Like, they've actually been using BioWare as like, we have a culture in EA where no matter who you are, you can be happy working with us.
Yeah, Respawn Entertainment's definitely gonna be next.
Oh yeah, fucking after Titanfall 2.
Which sucks because that game was apparently really fucking good. I just don't play it.
I own Titanfall 2 and I can't wait to play it one of these days.
It's really fun.
But making fun games
for a few hours not too long ago.
Fun does not save you. No, just no. Fun doesn't save you. It doesn't count for shit in today's market.
Fortunately.
So, fucking Devolver Digital at one point too, they were like, if you ever want to make a spiritual successor to the Star Wars game you were working on, but you want to do it with Spaceballs, just fucking contact us.
Just hit up my DMs real quick. I'll give you a job, buddy.
I hope that happens.
Hey,
I think it'd be
boy,
really fucking cool.
You want a job?
Do you want a job? Yeah.
What's not gonna happen, nah? And then they'll make me work on a Ross game.
They make me work so hard.
Ooh, bloody. Hold on. Anyway, so that shit got fucking sent to the bone zone. Rest in peace.
Oh, yeah.
Add another one to the fucking kill count, dude. Really good fucking KDR right now for EA at the moment. It's crazy good.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna hit rank 50 in no time, dude. I bet.
I'm pretty sure they've actually prestiged a couple times by now.
When they hit they'll prestige 15 when they hit fucking BioWare up for that crisp neck. Not a moment before though. All right. So I think with that, last thing on the list for today is going to be the Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battles roster reveals. Does anybody know them off the top of their head? I do.
No, I did not even know that we had a reveal, dude.
So
we got a reveal, dude.
We got Hazama.
We got Hazama. We got a white-haired Lancer.
Oh yeah,
sword,
we got
gun
Vice
sword
Schnee.
lady.
We got
I don't know
Vice
anything about
Schnee.
Ruby.
Yeah,
Vice,
so
Schnee.
Vice Schnee.
Picture? Is there something?
Well, there's two videos. There's two videos, bud. There's Rachel.
We have Rachel Alucard.
Yeah,
from
Rachel Alucard.
Blaz Blue.
I think those are the only three there.
We got those like a week ago, and then today we have some new ones. We have Waldstein, my favorite character from Under Night in Birth. Chie Satanaga, my least favorite character.
Noel Vermillion.
And then Noel.
Ooh.
Who no one likes.
I like me Noel.
So two bad girls and the best boy were announced.
Yeah, so
for the cross tag battle.
Two walking dumpster fires and Chie. Boom.
Hey.
Announced today.
I thought you like Noelle Vash.
I do. I just don't like the design they went with for her. It's her Chrono Phantasma outfit. I like.
Well, maybe it'll be like in.
I hope.
it might be.
It could be in like the last couple Blaze Blues where you could get the you can interchange the outfit.
If I could, I will.
They do that. They do that with and PF. So
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm ready for that. Absolutely.
Fuck.
So those characters.
Dax, you want to get beat up in fucking CF later?
In what?
Chrono Phantasma?
Yeah, dude.
Or Central Fiction?
Central Fiction shit.
Do you want to play Central Fiction, bud? You want to play some anime, dude?
I do.
Hey, buddy. Play some anime?
Hey,
buddy.
You like air dashing? Oh, we lost an. Oh fuck, we lost Pokey. God. Okay, there he is. Oh
Where's
fuck,
my
then we lost.
fucking-
No.
What is happening?
No,
I don't
no,
know.
don't die on me yet.
Gotta turn. Everything is Shine, dude.
Go fucking Shine, dude.
Go fucking Shine, dude.
You know, Kozo brings up a good point.
Hmm.
We're talking about the fucking Blaze Blue tag battle shit, but
Play anime with me, man.
DBFZ,
No,
Wait.
Come on, man. Don't you want to play
that fucking
Central
Ginyu and
Fiction?
I don't.
Come on.
Ginyu and Napa.
Fucking retard. Anyway, you were saying Pokey.
I was just saying, fucking DBFZ got Ginyu and Napa. That's confirmed too.
Oh,
That's
a good
really
point.
cool. I'm really so here's what's gonna happen.
With Ginyu.
Here's what's gonna happen. It's like, oh, that was a really cool 6-bar 90% combo that you did. Hold on, let me just change places real quick. All right.
Haha,
So-
take that,
I'm out.
Goku.
I'm out. So here's the thing though, is that if you're gonna take it's what I love is that it makes me think of like Shang Tsung players. Like Shang Tsung players when in MK9 was still being in the tourney scene. There were only ever like 2 of them, but these dudes had to learn every character to a degree because you turn to that character and you be them. So
Yeah.
so 2 wacky things are gonna happen. One, everyone's gonna have to. Any Ginyu player is gonna have to learn how to play every character, and then every character is
Every
gonna
other
have,
character's
and
gonna-
every character's gonna have to learn. Everyone else is gonna have to learn how to play Ginyu. The second thing though is that so if let's say 6 months down the line, like the meta is that like fucking Super Saiyan God Vegeta is just like #1 fucking best character ever. I'm playing Ginyu, and fucking like I have a Super Saiyan God Vegeta on my team as my secondary. I start with Ginyu. I switch places. I have 2.
I'm gonna leave.
So I'm playing God Vegeta, but then I have assist God Vegeta that I can switch to. Is
I
that
have
how?
2 gods.
I'm trying to look for it.
I'm
I
really
don't know.
curious about how it's
I
going to
feel
work.
like it's gonna
if
be-
they haven't talked about that yet.
I feel like it's gonna be like a temporary, like 10-second thing that's gonna cost like fucking 5 bars.
Good.
Like
Isn't
10
that
to
his Dragon Rush?
10 to 30 seconds. Huh?
Isn't his character swap his Dragon Rush though? His special Dragon Rush?
I haven't seen any
I don't
video
think-
on
I don't-
Ginyu. I haven't.
That
I
would
don't-
be
The way I read it was that his Dragon launch was the swap. That it was something like
Then if that's the case, that's a little fucking wacky.
yeah.
That's kind of then you if you would just be constantly.
Constantly taking the
Yeah,
body of the other person. I don't know about that. Be
Weird.
I don't
wild.
know. There was just all I know is I saw some fucking one of those Ascension memes where they're like playing Captain Ginyu for Ginyu, playing Captain Ginyu for the Ginyu Force, playing Captain Ginyu for your favorite Ginyu assist, and then like the very bottom of it, like the Ultimate Ascendance is playing Captain Ginyu for 2 Gokus on your team.
So yeah, I'm very curious about that. And also Nappa. Nappa, I think, is a really cool addition.
So because there's going to be a story mode, Nappa and Vegeta's interactions are going to be fucking tight.
It's gonna be really funny. Yeah.
Looking forward to. Because we're living in a fucking post Hobby Lobby world for DBFZ, I think. Like,
Yeah, we're
where
living
Yeah.
Vegeta's already like a good boy.
Mm.
So Nappa being a cunt while Vegeta still being a good boy is going to be fucking great.
Yeah. Well, they sort of did that in GT, except
Yeah, and I think they also
That
did
was-
some
it was-
movies
it
where,
was
like,
broken
fucking
down into
Nappa came
a
back from the dead or
30
some
second-
shit.
It was a 30-second clip of of Nappa destroying a city and Vegeta going, "You better cut down, Nappa, or else I have to kill you again." And then Nappa turns at him and yells at him, and then he fucking kills him. It was literally 30 seconds. Welcome back to Dragon Ball, Nappa.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
I don't know.
That's all I can
Cool.
contribute to this conversation because I'll be honest,
Mm.
the whole BBTB thing, like there's nothing in there that I can really contribute to in terms of characters because there's a bunch of games I didn't play plus a show I didn't watch. So
Yeah.
all I can say is, oh look, Chie, I know everyone talks about her being the fucking high school girl they want to fuck.
Such a bad character.
It'd be interesting to see how Blaze Blue turns out. It's basically turning 3 dead games into revival
into
with
one
an
dead.
anime. into one
one
game
literally this like there's like it's hard to say, but it's true. Anime games don't last up as hard as like Guilty Gear. So
that's a fair point.
It's gonna be really tough to get Udeel, P4A, and fucking Blaze Blue to in a tag game.
Well,
in a tag game, which have notoriously that wasn't fucking Capcom versus SNK, like hasn't notoriously just done shit. Like Tag 2 was shit.
Yeah.
Street Fighter Cross Tekken shit. Like it's gonna be real tough.
I'm looking forward to playing it just on the basis that it looks fun as fucking hell.
Yeah.
Like it looks super fun.
Oh yeah,
But
no,
man,
it does.
none of the roster appeals to me fucking ever.
That's the issue though, is that it always looks fun. But then when you're actually playing the game, you fucking hate it because some sort of mechanic has ruined it for you. And I mean, that's literally how every one of these fucking games comes out. Like one mechanic ruins the whole fucking game.
Right.
Like what? Tag 2 tag crash fucking
Oh yeah. Tag 2 has like a bunch of shit the competitive scene hates, right? Like
yeah, like tag crash. People complain about damage, but damage wasn't really even a thing because you had 2 fucking life bars, you goddamn troglodytes.
Damn.
Street Fighter Cross Tekken had the gem system, which was fucking stupid. Holy shit. If they didn't have gems in that game, like literally that would have been a really good fucking fighting game. Because it was fun. It's fun as fuck to watch.
Yeah.
After the update.
Yeah. After the update, yeah.
Well, YRC, people meme. And I don't know. I don't know.
What about YRC?
People fucking hate YRC. I don't know. I'm sort of neutral on it.
I feel it works in the context of the game and then the way it's. I feel like it's. I don't know.
I just fucking like it because
I think
I do Ryujin and then I fucking YRC and I'm like, hey.
Well, there are a lot of people I feel that like when they and this is just general thing I've noticed over the last couple of years is that when people talk and people who don't like YRC when they talk about what they would change, I'm like, so you just want to play plus R?
Accent.
Yeah, they made that. You can play it. So it's I don't know. It's one of those things.
When are we playing?
If they find out they want to make something different.
When are we playing Unio plus R, fucker? We're playing PC Unio. I'm at the point where I'm seriously considering just buying Unist already.
I would wait just because the Japanese menus are a pain to navigate. It's fine for me because I have all the fucking things. Like I have the images to reference, but like there's a lot, and especially with how handy a lot of the like the mission modes, tutorial modes are, and how like text intensive they are, and like all the training options and everything. It's like I'd much rather wait till the English version, which they said it's gonna drop before the end of the year. So hopefully it does.
Yeah, we'll probably get some announcement next month.
So we'll see.
Believe that shit. I'm playing it.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't know, man. I'm having fun playing KI. So
correct me if I'm wrong, though. Aren't the Eureka Fighting Layer EX gems more like modifiers that sort of like are big bonus things that like they aren't like the gem system from Tekken, which was more like simplified inputs and other weird things.
Well, you had there was like a weird variety in Cross where you had stuff like you had the ones which were not viable for like that would be turned off for like online and tournament, all kinds of stuff, which was like like easy combos and like all sorts of wacky shit. But other stuff was just like damage modifiers and other things and like more meter and then that like general things like that.
Yeah.
Whereas like Eureka's has a thing where you can actually go invisible. That's one of the gems.
For the Fighting Leader, it's much more involved. There's a kind of a weird variety to it, but I don't really know how to actually. What's up, Popper? I don't actually know how it goes about being activated or anything like that.
I think they have to meet. I think. I'm probably wrong. I think criteria.
Look at that doggo. Look at that fucking doggo.
1 second. Here, I'm on cam.
Look at that bitch.
Anyway.
Wow, Dax.
Did
you steal Oreo from Noah Antweiler? And no one fucking got that.
No, you're fucking old, dude.
Okay, what's going on?
Nothing.
I was asking if you stole Spoonie's dog.
Yes.
Did you steal Spoonie's will to make content? I knew it.
Graceful.
It's time for people to change shift hard. Does Dax's dog have a Twitter? No.
Oh, damn it. It disappeared. Half of Dax's dog was just sitting on his fucking camera.
Half of Dax's dog was gone. Well, in any case.
I'm gonna play Napa.
I'm gonna play Big Body, so I'm gonna play 16 Nappa and Boo. It's gonna be
Team
tight.
Big Body.
Like they announced Boo, and I was like, all right, that's good. If they give me 16, I'm putting 16. They gave me 16. I was like, all right, give me Nappa. All right, I'm done.
I'm trying to think of who else I'd want to play at this point. I really am struggling because
For fighters?
for
characters that haven't been announced yet.
Yeah, because I've already got like a team I really want to play, which is just fucking Trunks, Future Trunks, Krillin, and 18. Like, to me, that's... And it's not like those are the only characters that I liked. Like, Yamcha looks really cool. I want to experiment
Yeah,
with Yamcha.
I like that Yamcha's in.
Ten Shinhan looks cool, too. I want to see how he plays. But,
is there anyone? Because I don't know that... Like, I only remember...
Well, okay,
bits and pieces up through like the end of Cell. I don't know anything about. I don't remember anything about like movies other than what Tree and Might.
Supposedly, Bardock is getting put in the game at some point. Okay. Supposedly, that's potential.
From what I'm hearing about like Ten Shinhan, the end look is apparently going to be like really fucking good because like he basically sacrificed a small chunk of his life to make his fucking super. Yeah, to make his fucking damage like retarded.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be really fucking good.
Maybe 20, but I don't know. 21 doesn't really seem to be my type of character.
I don't think 21's gonna be playable.
That's a fair point. Too.
They haven't said.
Yeah, they haven't confirmed that specifically yet.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That character being playable. She's just been
surprised if it was DLC or something.
It probably will be later on, but.
The what's it called? Yes, the sword is absolutely a factor in Trunks' combos in DBZ.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Dope as shit.
Yeah, no, my team as of right now is 18. The rest of it, like if Teen Gohan gets in it, yeah, I'll play him. But right now, I want Videl. I want Videl.
So that's a fair point, actually. We'll have to see. Because there's still
Super.
Time. That
Does anyone know if they're going to be doing much from Super aside from the God?
Everyone's freaking like Beerus.
We're probably going to get.
Who?
You cut out who?
Yeah, we're probably going to get Jiren.
The alien
Jiren?
Dude. Is he the big?
Is that the big like gray dude with the black red?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the gray.
I've seen like images of him. I don't know.
He's busted. Like in the show, he's fucking something else. So, how that will transpire into game, hopefully they don't make him busted. But in the show, he's
what about
something else.
What was it like Shadow Goku or some shit? Black.
Yo, he's the Scythe character who's gonna sit there full screen. Gurium Reaper.
Oh, that's why I actually saw the side thing. I thought.
Yeah, he'll be the Testament.
That would be actually pretty cool if they added him, but I don't know.
They finally brought Testament back.
At this point, like it's gonna be real interesting to see what they do. Like Piccolo looks really cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Like everybody in the game looks really cool. Looks like they all have like really good tools like that. Like I don't know. It'd be interesting.
That's the thing. There's really with my whatever knowledge I have left of Dragon Ball, I can't really think of any characters that, regardless if I like them much or not, where if they were put in this game, I'd be like, oh, it's kind of a wasted slot because they're gonna make them look really cool, polished, and interesting. So like none of the cast so far is me. I'm like, I kind of wish.
It's really tough for a Dragon Ball game to utilize, like to bring in these characters and for them to be like, oh, wasted fucking slot, because. Yeah, I mean, really, is it a fucking waste of a slot?
Well, see, this is what this
like
is. What
if they add, like if they add Bulma right now, I would be like, boy,
Please
You
tell
got
me
me fucked up. Let's go,
if she has a suit, she would need a super.
Yeah,
where
like
she
give her a
throws
mech
one
suit.
of
That'd be
those-
fucking cool.
She
But,
throws
like,
one of those little capsules, and
I'll be completely
and it turns
honest,
into a
I don't
vehicle, and she does the
want-
Ghost Rider bike through you.
I'll be
And it has
completely honest. I
armor.
don't fucking want Turtles. I don't want Bardock, and I don't want Black Goku taking up slots when we already have 2 Gokus and 2 Vegetas.
Yeah.
Can we not have another situation where there's a fucking million people that look like Goku? That's all I'm asking.
Shut up, bitch! You're getting Bardock.
I feel like that might happen because it's kind of like what happened in Xenoverse. In Xenoverse, I can
Yeah.
load the shit up now, and I will tell you how many Goku there
Yeah.
are because there's at least like
A lot.
I want to say at least 8, but there's also like a cast of 40 in that. So.
Big Milla coming in with the hot take. Chi-Chi would be a wasted spot. I don't know. I never liked that.
I
fucking
would like to
character.
see Chi-Chi.
I mean, if y'all forget, Chi-Chi's one of the most powerful females in the Dragon Ball universe. So you put Chi-Chi in it tight.
Chi-Chi and Launch.
Yeah.
Just
Launch.
just
Put fucking Bulma with her super outfit, so I can get some titty action, boy.
Yeah.
Woo!
All I'm asking is I just don't want fucking 10 million Goku clones. That's all I'm
Yeah.
begging. Like, I'm kind of frustrated that Super Saiyan God Vegeta and Goku are already there, but I understand why, because they're... Like, okay, blue hair aside, like, their actual attacks are supposed to be completely different, so... All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they changed up all of them. So I've watched a comparison video with Super Saiyan God Goku and standard old Goku, and like their normals are all fucking different. Like some of their they have like one similar special, but they have completely different properties. Where
You know
one
what
is
I
like
would
vertical
prefer?
and the other one horizontal.
You know what I'd really like? You get Beerus in there, and then like one of Beerus's like I don't know, one of his fucking attacks brings in Goku Black, like how fucking 18 brings in 17.
As
It would
17,
it would be Whis bringing it would be Beerus bringing in the
Yeah.
angel.
Mhm.
I'd be
That
down
would be
for
cool though. Shit, bring me
What's Ox
Vados,
King?
the female angel. Who's Ox King?
No, where's Ox King? I want to put
Oh,
Ox
that'd
King would be
that'd be-
fucking
that'd be-
sick.
that'd
Put
be
Ox
I would
King,
love
put Buff Roshi, just permanently buff
Yeah,
Roshi.
Roshi needs a slot as well. Yeah.
Just old
Buff
Roshi
Roshi.
and then buff Roshi.
His windscreen is just him just blowing up Ox King's castle again.
Well, honestly, like you could just put in one Roshi, right? Because like one of the things that kind of irritates me, but I understand why they do it. The beginning of every match makes the Super Saiyans go Super Saiyan at the beginning of the match. I prefer to have like black hair Goku and like silver hair Trunks at first, but whatever, that's a nitpick. So like if they put in Roshi, like the beginning of round 1 could just
Yeah.
be him going buff Roshi.
That'd be cool as shit. I feel like you'd select Roshi and he'd literally buff up like during the
Yeah.
intro. So
Well,
Think
he'd
I'll put it
need to
right here.
too.
Oh, Mr. Satan. I don't know about that.
What'd they do for the like Budokai? They gave him like a jetpack and stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
a jetpack.
yeah, they did that in Xenoverse. Well,
I don't find anything about Satan charming. I'll be completely honest.
He's
I like
he's,
Videl
he's,
more than him.
he's like Satan's way better in Super than he was in
Then he wasn't Z.
Z. He was a bit fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's generally how the story goes. So
Yeah, I'm curious how
alright.
fusion characters are gonna go.
all right, I'm getting into Xenoverse right now with this groovy ass jazz music. Y'all don't understand, like the character, so like when you select your personal character to get into the story, it's got this groovy ass jazz theme. I fucking dig it. It's so good.
While my man's Asa is getting into the character select screen over there to look how many versions of Goku we got, I think it's time we take this fucking trunk sword all the way down to the viewer questions. Because we're rapid. You know, we were going to talk about...
boy.
We were going to talk about something that I actually didn't have all the information for regarding the Devil May Cry community.
Yeah.
So, it turns out that the player who came forward was not who we thought he was. It was a different person who had a striking name resemblance to a suspected player. But, yeah, basically, and I'm not going to name names here, but there is a player who came out in the Devil May Cry Discord earlier this week and basically copped to cheating in the faking some of his gameplay, essentially. And there's not really going to be much of a witch hunt here. I think the fact that he was faking Devil May Cry gameplay in a sense sort of speaks for itself. What I will say though is that just do your best to be vigilant. Just look out for play that not necessarily is like super crazy, and that alone makes it suspicious, because you know, there's a lot of shit over the past couple of years that I thought was really hard to execute that is actually, you know, it's more about getting into... Like, I used to think that Tensis Ngatsu was a crazy fucking player just because of how good his rhythm and execution were. But now that I've started to do some practice of my own in that front, it's actually a lot easier than I thought it was to sort of mimic that fast, high rep speed. But there are some cases, like DK pointed out, with gameplay that doesn't have game audio with it, as a pretty good indicator of what is or is not being faked with a trainer. So, and it's not necessarily to say that whenever somebody does have gameplay that doesn't have game audio that it is inherently cheating, because when I was playing DMC3 Style Switcher, I released a video that had no game audio with music over it. But that's because I was listening to a fucking podcast and music at the same time, all going through one channel. So if I would have just posted that as it was, you would have heard... I think it was like... Yeah, I think it was like the KB Mod podcast or some shit like that with fucking... with some fucking drum and bass in the background with the game audio too. It would have sounded fucking whack. So that was just a decision that I made, but it's just important to note that, you know, you need to just keep a lookout for some of the signs, like not having game audio, like like players rapidly target switching between enemies, like once per frame that you see. They're just switching to another target, and they're doing this repetitively for like a second straight. You know, there are just some telltale signs that shit doesn't seem right. So just keep an eye out for that.
One in particular I think that DK brought up a while ago that was interesting was when someone releases a hands video and it looks sped up, if they're putting like what looks to be too much effort into a certain attack, like a certain input that's that does not take that much exertion, like say Stinger, then that's also probably, you know, something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, there's some shit that just looks blatant. You can use the eye test for shit like that in a lot of cases. The hands video that was being referenced looks aggressively sped up. Just it looks fucking cartoony just how fake it is. But, you know, just keep a lookout. That's really all I can think to say, is that, you know, just look at play like that and just sort of ask yourself if what you're looking at is really all that plausible or all that possible. But at the same time, I think it's important to note that this isn't like a super negative situation in the community, I think, because there was a player who admittedly wasn't all that well known who came out as being a cheater, but at the same time, there's a previously TAS player by the name of Schnee. He used to go by Dante at an earlier point in time for Devil May Cry 3 TASes, who's now completing a fucking crazy RTA project where he's fighting as many of DMC3's bosses as he can without touching the ground. And he's completing this project right now, and it's taken him like a year to do, and it's probably going to take longer if he chooses to go back and record Virgil 1 and Virgil 2, which he hasn't done yet. He's only done Virgil 3 without touching the ground. And like, it just sort of goes to show that even though some players who look sick come out as fake, there are just as many players who used to be not necessarily faking gameplay because everybody knew it was a TAS, but there were players who didn't do RTA shit that have now put in time of their own and have gotten really good in RTA and are starting to accomplish their own goals in that system. So it's not necessarily a big deal in the community, it's just a thing that you have to think about, and it's just something that, you know, is potentially going to become a bit more prevalent as older videos, or as time goes on, people stop having reservations about coming out and things like that, or conscience starts to weigh on them, or their presence in the community gives them added pressure, things of that nature. It's just shit that you got to deal with and think about. So that's really all that's there on that front. Yeah.
I have a report back to you.
Hit me with it.
About the. All right, so there are 4 Goku character slots that I have unlocked personally. There's like 6 slots in here. I'm not 100% sure if there are Goku, but I forgot about this. Is what they did to supplement all of the Goku slots from Xenoverse 1. In Xenoverse 2, they made it so like you had this. They had this, but not as much. In Xenoverse 2, they put a lot of the presets into one specific Goku slot, but they all have a different move set. So basically, it's a different character in all of them. In this one, in the first one, Goku has 19 pre-slots, 19 different variations. In the Super Saiyan Super Saiyan Goku, he's got 4. In the Super Saiyan, the one with red hair, he's got 1, and Goku Black has 1. Gohan has 5 character slots. Kid Gohan before you can turn Super Saiyan Kid Gohan, Adult Gohan, a future Gohan, and there's another fucking demon possessed fucking Gohan. Vegeta has 6 character slots, but he doesn't have as many like presets, I guess. Just different variations like pre-Boo and shit like that. Like when he was evil. Trunks has a lot. It's Kid, Future, Time Patrol, Future Trunks. Like it's a little fucking ridiculous. But yeah. Oh yeah, and Gohan has 1 extra one. He has the Great Saiyan Man.
Solid.
Yeah.
Nice meme, dude.
But they've got a lot of variation. Like there's, holy shit, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 versions of Frieza?
Damn.
3 different Boos, 4 different Boos. Thank fucking God. 2 Brolys. I got a lot of the DLC super characters. The 4 coolers.
What the fuck?
The fuck?
They have every form of cooler in Frieza on here, so you have to count first form, second form, third form, shit like that.
Jesus Christ! Thank God.
3 Yamchas.
Just 3 different poses of him in the crater.
Yamcha is actually one of the hardest. Yamcha actually is one of the hardest bosses in the game. His supervillain version. He's fucking hard as shit.
What the fuck happened?
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, dude, don't ask me. Hey, talk to.
I didn't make the game.
I can give you screenshots, like literally supervillain Yamcha.
I gotta look that up. I've never even heard of that.
No, I haven't either.
Alright. Well, in any case, let's fucking move... Hey, Shadow. We got the kitty cat. Let's fucking move on into this motherfucking viewer question segment.
Timebreaker Yamcha. What the fuck?
I'm trying to think of what the order of this should be. You know, let's fucking start off with the strongest shit one. From Mr. Klemps.
Oh!
Ooh.
Aw, kitty cat. So, he asks, would you play a Drakengard 4 or a near sequel if Platinum weren't working on it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I would say absolutely. Because, really, and this is going to be Hot Take City, but Platinum didn't really do much for Automata, really. Like, it was really... I mean, they helped realize what Yoko Taro wanted to do and make it fun while you were doing it, but it wasn't necessarily, like, anything crazy revolutionary, at least not yet.
Absolutely. It is not a game that really breathes the definition of, like, why we've come to love Platinum games to begin with. Again, they still did, like, an okay job. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, you know, just taking it bare bones for what it is. But, like, yeah, no, that game could have been done by someone else entirely.
And I think the main thing here is that, and let me hit you with a follow-up question. Would you play like a game like this if Taro wasn't working on it?
Oh yeah, certainly.
You would?
If Taro was not working on... So specifically, are you asking if it's a Drakengard or Nier game?
Yes.
And Taro was not working on it? Yeah,
if Taro's... Okay.
Like, I'll say this. Taro... What he brings in terms of, like, his own fucking vision, it's fucking crazy and cool, and I love that. But honestly, I'll gladly give someone else a shot within the IP, so long as they themselves are capable. You know,
I respect that.
Like, fucking I could have just as easily said fucking no fuck you to Bayonetta 2 because
Hashimoto.
that was correct. Yeah. But no, I dove balls deep into fucking Bayo 2 and I adore it. I love it to death. I don't think Yoko Taro exclusively is the only person who could really make a great game based in his own universe. However, that being said, I do hope that he would be involved at least in like a production or a supervising position, something in which he could be like, yeah, that makes sense for the world that I built, or no, that's dumb. Don't you fucking do that.
No, I feel like if Yoko's not a part of it, if Yoko Taro's not part of that, I look at. But I mean, at this point, with him, I don't think that's ever possible. Maybe for Automata 2, but I don't know about that. Real questionable. And on my standpoint, I feel like before you even start saying the number 4 after Drakengard, how about you take that 3, 2, and 1, bring them over to the PS4, remaster them a little bit, make them run a little smoother.
Bring them on the PC where they'll never be taken off platforms, so that way they can.
Either or, it don't matter. Make it a little bit smoother. Give me some of that extra FPS that I need.
I agree because I own the PS3 version of fucking Drakengard 3, and the only thing that prevents me from ever putting it in my PS3 is like this might break my PS3, so I'm not.
Yeah,
I run the risk every day, buddy. I'm like, let's run this bitch hot. Before they start even thinking about putting the number 4 after Drakengard. But let's take them over to PC, PS4. Let me see how this game actually looks with some added FPS. But that's just me. Nah.
Yeah,
What
I mean,
about you,
so long as I
Bash?
see Taro in a supervision, like a
What's up?
supervising position, I think it'd be
What-
good. But yeah,
what-
go ahead, Vash.
What would you think, Bash?
if Taro, or if they were to bring that shit to the new platforms
Without Taro.
without Taro, I don't know. It's tough because on the one hand, I think I would be very happy if I just had. And this is going to sound very, like, cherry-picking, but if I had a version of Nier Automata where it just came out and it was done, and Taro didn't do his fucking post-game bullshit where he's like, oh, here's what happens after the game is done, here's what's going on in the extended universe novellas and shit that he likes to do, I think I would be very okay with that. But the reality of it is that there is no version of Automata that doesn't have that extended universe shit. And I don't think that you could have a game that was that poignant, to me at least, again, without at least having Taro on the helm in some way. Would I at least give it a shot? Like Pokey, absolutely. But, if you don't have Platinum on it, and you don't have Taro on it, would I necessarily be following it and be as excited for it as I was for Automata? Probably not, to be honest with you, unless you give it a really solid series of pre-release shit. Because something that I think that is often glossed over with Automata was just how fucking, like, how rock solid and, like, open they were about the system in pre-release demonstrations.
They would gut the game for you and show you the.
They would literally
here's
just open
debug
it up
mode.
in debug mode.
Yeah,
Just
and
like,
it was
hey,
it was a special
check
version of
this dude
debug
out.
mode. Yeah, it was a special version of debug mode too that allowed enemies spawning in the overworld, which in the actual game it doesn't do that. So it had features to it that the game didn't necessarily allow for. They still opened it. And they still let you use that shit. They still had demonstrations like that. And as to whether or not another company, whether it's Platinum or Taro or not, would have the confidence to do that, I don't fucking know, honestly. Not now. But, as to whether or not I'd be okay with... I'll put it to you like this. I don't think I would pre-order... I wouldn't pre-order the Super Ultra Deluxe Edition of that game if it didn't have at least part of the pedigree that had so much faith in it in the first place.
Yeah.
I'll put it to you like that. Because the whole reason I have the black box now is because, like, I got it as soon as it came up on sale, exclusively because I had complete faith in Platinum and Taro and them working together.
I still love the game. It's still tough for me to say that I wouldn't buy it. Even
Absolutely.
if they would, if Drakengard 4 came out, they were like, "Oh yeah, you get a 0 fucking statue out of this." I'd be like, "Oh, well, I guess I'm pre-ordering that shit."
Yeah.
I got some hot glue.
Anybody else got to weigh in on this?
Nay, next question.
Next question coming in hot from the young Arkham Meccan. Speaking of directors on questionable projects, what would you do if Itsuno revealed his new project to be DMC Devil May Cry 2?
I'd hang
Do
myself.
it better than the first time.
Fucking Ian just shows up at the end, fucking oh god. Throwing everything
hang
into
myself.
chaos. Alright, let's rearrange this shit one last time, I swear to fucking Christ.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people need to realize, well, I don't know if they need to realize or not. I don't know how many people out there are just like, yeah, this new Dante's sick, but I don't fucking want to see him. I want to see him. I legitimately don't want to see him.
Yeah, in MVCI, okay, so we didn't really talk about him much in MVCI, but my dude, he's, is something bugging you?
Something bugging ya!
There's something bugging you? He looks weird. He looks weirdly placed. It's very strange to have Ruben Langdon coming out of that fucking chain smoker.
Right.
It's very strange. But, you know, they did it. Although it's weird. I saw some... I saw someone on fucking Twitter who was like, "Man, I hope Crapcom dies because of this." I'm like, dude, this is it. This is the straw that broke you, dude. Not the game, not special edition. This is it. I don't know. It's just people having these delayed but still very violent, toxic reactions to it are a bit strange to me. But you know.
All I hope is that if that were to be the fucking case, just do it better than last time.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate fucking Dante's design. I think he looks like fucking trash. But you know, I mean, even in fucking normal DMC shit, like Dante's always getting a redesign every game anyway. So give DMC Dante a fucking redesign for the next game.
Yeah.
And give me a fucking lock on button. Take away Angel, Devil, hold down fucking modes. I hate that shit. The fucking stances.
Well, the thing is that, like, evolving on DMC's thing is so different from progressing DMC 4 that it's...
Yeah.
I don't know. I think for a lot of players who are really deep into DMC, because there are quite a few of them, granted a lot of them are from Asia, but the fact of the matter is that game still has a fairly dedicated player base out there of people who are advancing the meta, who are putting time into this shit. I completely understand that they want that style to be pushed forward. And I think just saying, okay, gut everything and give us, like, basically DMC 4.5 again, I don't know, I sort of see that as, like, just sort of making both people unhappy, to me.
You and I have actually spoken at length regarding what ways they could actually incorporate DMC 4's absurd amount of button real estate into a way that's condensed in a fashion where you get the same amount of flexibility but without having to fucking go claw and shit like that. I feel that DMC could build a foundation on that, but when you have two buttons dedicated to stance swapping, right, that you have to hold down, and it completely neglects to have a lock on until obviously the fucking definitive edition came out. It's first of all, I don't like having to hold down two different buttons for that kind of shit. Like, I'm not a big fan of that because, you know, it feels weird. And what it's changing overall is like the weapons that are being swapped. I guess what's the best way I could really put this? I don't know. It's just there's something about it that just feels kind of fucking wrong. Like, I prefer the idea more of holding down a sort of style button itself to transform other buttons, like, you know, dodge rolling transforms into dashing instead, shit like that. And then, you know, also find ways, obviously, to incorporate wall running again. But what DMC did, I mean, yeah, you're right. No, there are people out there who've been going on and advancing the meta, and if they wanted to see the game continue forward, it would be a way that broadens what they were already given.
Yeah.
In a way that functions better suited for what it is. I just feel like the stance swapping on top of one of the most dumb fucking lock-on variations that was incorporated in Definitive Edition.
Yeah.
Not the right way to go, because clearly they see the value in lock-on. They see it.
Yeah, they did it.
And clearly there's button bloat there for a whole lot of unnecessary shit, like a dedicated launching button.
Doesn't do shit.
Yeah.
Well, I think that if, like either way, I think if Itsuno were to get his hands on it, he would straight away probably just return lock on, and that way they'd be like, okay, we've removed 2 fucking dodge buttons, we've removed the launcher button, we have 3 buttons open, 4 if we count...
2 dodge buttons. I completely...
Yeah, oh...
I forgot about that.
You know, now we have space to potentially return DT to a dedicated function. We have...
Rather than pressing down both thumbsticks.
We have down on the D-pad that we could use now. You know, if we want to have a separate thing, or we could just keep it the way that it is. We could return elements of fucking style swapping or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And, you know, that's another thing, too, that, like, swapping your stance from angelic to demonic to neutral really didn't offer too much of what was being expanded upon. So, like, it would swap out your weapons in a very unsatisfying manner.
Yeah.
Like, you're in demonic mode, so Gratz, you get an axe. Well, why not just let me go to that axe in neutral? Why not let me use that axe in angelic? And then on top of that, it changes like how Ophion works. Either it's dragging you to them or them to you.
Yeah. When before that used to be based on the enemy's weight class and shit like that.
Or you would get like it would transform your dodge roll into either the fucking the extra iframe one. That's what the angel one was, right? That's like more iframes or some shit.
No, I think they have the same amount of iframes. I think with angel you got a second dash.
Oh, okay. So it was a second dash from angel, and then demonic was the power
distance. Yes, you got the witch time equivalent.
Yeah.
Well, to Paxton, they already had custom controls. They had custom.
Yeah, they
controls.
already had.
The issue isn't having custom controls. The issue is what they had options for bindings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Can I just interlude? Can we talk about how much better DMC Dante looks than standard Dante in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite?
I maintain that they always intended to have Meth Head Dante in first, and then they thought about it for a minute. They were like, wait. Pause. We would people would flip shit quick. Move DMC3 Dante. Don't fix the face. In fact, fuck it up more. It'll make more sense later.
Put it in Photoshop. Scramble it up.
Pen tool. All right, put it in. Ship it.
Well, it's funny how
$60.
the vast majority of the DLC costumes look a lot better than their normal, characters.
Yeah, it's almost like
There's
they
a
have
lot
them
of
off to a
it's
different
funny because
team.
characters like, for example, Captain Marvel, her Miss Marvel outfit, like her face and the modeling and everything is identical. It's just they just put a new suit on, but everything's different. But a lot of other characters have like entire body parts and everything, and faces, whatever, completely remodeled. Like a lot of Thor's, especially you can see it a lot in that early costume they gave him, the Warrior Thor one.
Yeah,
where like he's doing this pose where he's kind of like this, and his back is it's really weird, and like his shoulders kind of fucked up, and like the part where his fucking the fuck is this called? Can't think of the word right here. Where
that good old anime pit.
Whatever, like all that stuff, it's really fucked up. When you look at the new one, the one that's based off like Ultimate Marvel, it's a lot better. So it's really funny how there's a lot of characters got. But then of course you look at Spencer, and Spencer is they just slapped, like parts are clipping into other parts, and it's not like that guy's so thrown together. It's funny they didn't even bother with his.
He's definitely bionic.
And his costume looks bad. His costume looks really bad.
I was thinking about buying fucking organs, but then I was like, the only redeeming factor about all this is she's got a ponytail. I don't give a fuck about her Peter Leader outfit. I want Monster Hunter, dude. I can't afford her, so.
It's interesting how they were like, oh, fucking everybody on Twitter was like, everybody asked for fucking DMC4 Dante, but then other people would be like, it's a shame that they didn't throw in DMC2 Dante. It's like, okay, was there a consensus or no? Because personally, I was hoping for 4, but like everybody, like some people definitely wanted 1. Some people like saw value in 2. I don't know if anybody was super asking for fucking reboot Dante, but I mean, I don't know.
I didn't see anyone asking about 2
I want
until
Devil
the
May Cry
reboot one came out.
Dante.
I didn't.
I'm still going for it.
I have not seen shit about reboot Dante like once.
No.
I did not see one person ask, "Hey, can you put in fucking druggy Dante? What's up?
Drugs.
What's up, fags? Where's the booze at?" Like,
Just comes waddling in, covering up his dick with a pizza slice. Remember this famous cutscene?
Get your filthy fucking claw off my trailer.
you fucking whore.
I'm your prom date, you ugly sack of shit.
I wish that was his intro.
Where's the
I wish
Coors
that was his
Light?
intro.
I wish.
I love how we're making great use of the cam feature on Discord.
I know, there's such a good ratio, dude. It's beautiful.
Really good.
It's really excellent,
I
actually.
look like shit, dude.
Fuck
You think I don't? We're definitely both of us wearing Near Automata t-shirts.
You have leafy lighting right now, dude. You're fine.
What are you talking about? Damn.
Can't stop the natural light coming in to show my hideous. Good.
Anyway.
Plus, I'm gonna be cut off, and then we're gonna make memes. I don't like getting memed.
I like memes, dude.
You know who likes memes? Drug dealer Dante.
Ha!
You remember that time when he killed the Slurm Queen and he was like, "You're all mixed up."
Oh God, what a funny memer.
I like that part when he fought Mundus and he was like, "Man, this reminds me of my Reddit account."
You don't fuck with the board mod.
So he's just looking at him. He's looking at him when he's doing the whole fucking. When he's in like the newscaster TV world, whatever the fuck, and he's like, huh, "You look like one of those rage faces."
Lamau.
Lamau.
Next question.
Do you think that
Real
Twitter...
quick, just real quick. Apparently, there's a new TMNT beat 'em up coming out at some point.
Oh, is
I hope
it?
Platinum makes it.
Yeah, I hope...
No, it's not Platinum. It's from a company named Raw Thrills or some shit like that. Raw Thrills or some shit. Anyway, as you were saying.
So, have, resources like Twitter and Discord basically replaced things like the old forums for, Phantom Babies or Dust Loop, things of that nature? Because in, like ever since Street Fighter V came out, it seems like, and this affected Tekken and this has affected MVCI too, where it's like everybody, like if you want to see the next hot shit, the new sick combos, you're looking at Twitter videos. Or if you want to get character information, you're not going on the Dust Loop necessarily. You're looking to see specific guides.
Discord.
Yeah, they have character-specific Discords, or they have game-specific Discords and shit like that. So, are we seeing the future of meta development?
I think at the moment it's serving to be a great companion for forums, but I'm still seeing forums with a great deal of activity.
Right.
And
It's funny.
Nice cat tree, faggot.
Jesus Christ, Ian. Where are you fucking... Coming to you live from my drug dealer's living room. What up, boy? Is this your living room, B?
This is my living room, yes.
How many cats do you have?
One. Oh, Ellis says hi.
Hi, Ellis.
Yeah, I had to relocate out here temporarily.
Any reason? Were you held at
Yeah,
gunpoint?
somebody moved into the room I was using as an office before.
Oh, was that Brad or Justin?
Either.
Whose man's is this? How many fucking rooms do you have?
Fucking hate Tekken.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Quite a
okay.
few.
Quite a few. Can I move in?
Maybe. Give it a couple months.
Do you have room for me?
Yeah, probably. You could move it to my old office eventually.
Talk to me about rent prices right now.
Like 3.
300?
Yeah, plus utilities.
Motherfucker, I am in. What? That is solid. I'm moving. Anyway.
Get out of the blasted desert. Anyway.
Get out of Camel Spider Land. But yeah, so this and this is from Ed99bit. So he's just basically like, are we trying to figure out how the shit's changed the course of how information gets spread throughout communities now? I would say yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And like,
It's definitely not replaced it, but it's definitely like, yeah, it's.
I don't know. This is coming from somebody that literally has never used a forum when it comes to like fighting games or anything like that. I have most of my knowledge has come from YouTube videos and Twitter. Like, I wouldn't even say Twitter videos.
Yeah.
But I will say that I have gone to specific YouTubers to learn something about a character.
Yeah.
More than I have like a forum or anything like that. It's never been like my thought to go on a forum for.
Well, that's the thing really now, because like I'm in a bit of a blessed position, because every time like, and Twitch I think plays a huge role in this too, when you like, if you approach a streamer while they're playing a game, this is how I learned how to do reversals in DMC4. Like, I had Chaser there basically break down what the process was. And like fucking DK can tell you, I live in that motherfucker's DMs. I'm like, hey, how the fuck do you do this? And they'll fucking tell. Like, if you have access to someone who already knows on a personal basis, that helps you a fuck ton. But if you don't have, like, if you don't have personal access to a fucking player, you know, getting like a larger forum where a bunch of other people can sort of chime in, like, en masse, and give you information on, like, how to do shit like this.
Yeah, no, I feel that I'm in that position. Well, I used to be in that position. Too with Tekken, is that I was friends with a lot of top players, so I would just ask like specific questions. If I had anything small or minor, I would just ask them, and they would just, you know, relay that that info to me. And I feel like that's how a lot of info is getting tossed around now. It's no longer on forums. A lot of people are just talking, like on Twitter, Twitch, like DMing each other, essentially, just trying to get a grasp on whatever they need, I guess. Yeah. Where now I don't know, man. I don't know how the fuck they did it, because I'm starting to become like one of those things for Tekken. Yeah. Ooh, I don't like the PM. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I love it, dude. I want to fucking, like, I already have an idea. Like, if I already know how I'm gonna do the fucking tutorial series. I'm gonna break this shit out. Fucking XSplit diagrams, MS Paint. So the ledge is gonna be here. You're gonna jump off and you're just gonna go straight down. That's how it's gonna work.
Yeah, for me, I mean, like, I have my character knowledge in Tekken is okay, but it's not like super extensive. Yeah. So if someone comes to me with like a question about X character, I'd be like, I don't know a lot about this character. Go bother somebody else. You bother this guy. He mains this character. Go talk to them. But I mean, if anyone ever wanted to talk to me about Asuka or Chloe, shit, I will talk to you all fucking day. Hey, Chloe used 4 moves. Asuka just can all day.
There you go. You did it.
There you go. You're a certified Asuka player now.
It's interesting. Like when I was looking to help Mark learn how to play fucking what's it called? Biken. I didn't like, at first I was using, like, I used a combination of dust loop, just like not player specific information as much as just raw frame data, Gatling tables and shit like that, but I would like go onto the player Discord and would like look for resources there, because that's another thing that this shit's really useful for, is it's effectively a fucking massive archive with like special links to every dedicated site page that you need to know, whether it's a blog spot, whether it's someone with a dedicated domain like the Killer Instinct like guide site, and it'll always sort of be there to help you get the shit you need.
I'm in the Ramathal and Biken Discord.
Yeah. And
what is it? A lot of the times I don't ask questions. I just fucking control F4. Yeah. I mean, control 4. Control F, that's the one. And I just try to see if anyone else has asked a question. If not, I'll look for film.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of it on there, so it's just like bother these guys. I can figure it out on my own. Ah!
I guess it's weird to actually think about it because I've had a ton of experience using forums back when that was, you know, the primary go-to thing, because we would be on SRK, but I never used like I would glance through them here and there when I was looking up some stuff like character forums and that kind of stuff. This is back in like 2011 to 2013. With, you know, with a lot of it, you know, being with my local community and everything. So if I'm looking up shit about, you know, Adon or whatever the fuck, if I'm looking at SF4 information, that kind of stuff, you know, I'm looking on there. If I'm looking up like Persona 4 arena information, you know, I'm on Dustloop and that sort of thing. But primarily, all I really used it for was for like the matchmaking threads, because on the matchmaking, or not the matchmaking thread, the local matchmaking thread, because basically it was a you would go to, you know, like the Midwest, Mid-South, whatever region, which is where I am, and you would have all these dedicated threads that they would go to whatever limit they are, like a 10 like, or 100 pages, however the fuck it was, or a certain amount of posts, and you would just keep making them over and over and over again, typical forum stuff. And you had like the Georgia thread, you had the Tennessee thread, you had all that kind of stuff. So of course, Tennessee being such, you know, we're just giant, this long fucking stretch. You have like the West Tennessee, the Middle Tennessee, and East Tennessee. And we're the more prominent scenes. So we would just communicate, like my local scene would communicate within this particular thread on SRK, and it was a fucking nightmare because SRK staff get so far up your ass if you do like people, you couldn't shit talk anybody.
Yeah.
For fun. Because the moment you did, someone would fucking like temporarily like ban someone, or like they would start all this drama inside all this shit. And there's like these two fucking SRK mods who are the biggest. They just had these giant sticks up their ass constantly, and so that was just a fucking pain, because it didn't feel like you were really. It didn't feel like your scene was very much in control of it. Right. So eventually, over time, like by 2015 or so, we all stopped really like 2014 or so, 2015. We all really stopped using the forum. So we all started using a group chat, which was through. It was through Facebook, but it was through some other app, which is basically like linked to their messenger thing. So if you have Facebook or whatever, it all links up to that, and I'm still in that. And they just started using that for communication. And so it's interesting seeing that sort of mind. And again, that's just local communication. We're not talking constantly about fucking, it's like, whoa, patch notes for this character, what do you think we're going to do with this now that this is +2 instead of -1, all this other shit. Like, no, we just shot the shit for the most part.
Yeah.
But it's cool to see that sort of thing that we kind of, the way we migrated, happen for like just about everything. And I'm kind of with Mark on this. Like, I think forums can still act as companion pieces.
Yeah.
For it. And it's a different way of organizing information. I think you can organize a lot of information, and like for example, you go on a forum and you go to like the Biken thread on Dustloop or something, and you have your big banner, and here's your combo list, and here's your counter hit combo list, and here's your corner like all this other stuff. Here's setups, here's like guys tutorials, here video references or whatever. And someone is always taking that. Typically, if you're dedicated enough, if the moderator for that thread is dedicated enough, you know, they're going through the thread and they're gathering any information from different websites and Twitter and Discord or whatever, and in the forum, and compiling it all into that first post. So it's just like a nice guideline to go by if you just want to think something at a glance to look at. But I also see plenty of stuff where, like, a couple of Discords I've been in the past, like for example, one of the SF5 Discords focused on Alex, has this giant fucking Google Doc, which is very much the same thing. Yeah. And that's constantly getting updated and whatever and stuff, and it's just organized a different way. So there's just all these different ways of doing it, but it's I'm curious to see again, like, how as things go on, if it's going to be, you know, if you're going to go in the a lot of forums and it's going to be a ghost town, because even well before Discord, there's still plenty of forums where either certain characters or certain games or whatever, where it could be, you know, less than a year after the game came out, and it's just like, you know, you'll see 5 posts a week, all by the same people, and you know that it's just kind of, and like, so it's just some random dude will go in there and be like, hey, how you do like instant air Jaguars, and people will be like, oh, this is the way I do it, and then you don't see another post for, you know, like a week and a half or whatever.
Yeah.
or someone just goes on there and be like, hey, can you rate my, here's a video of a match that I did. Can you rate it or whatever? And then like a few days later, someone will go in there and be like, okay, I'll watch this and talk about it. You don't really get that much. Whereas it just feels like the platforms that we have now, Twitter and especially Discord, just promote a lot of continuous on the spot communication. And I think it's just more, it's more accessible and it's more fun to use. And it incites more communication and to whatever, it gets more people talking and more excited to play. I think
that was like one of my reasons why I didn't use forums, because I used to use forums a lot back in the Halo days. But it's like in the old regional forums on the MLG forums, like there's literally nothing we could really fucking talk, because everyone's good at the game. So it's not like talking about improving our shot. It's just shit talking.
Yeah.
But those responses would always be relatively long, because people are playing the fucking game. Like, they don't want to look at the forums all day. They'll look at the forums when they get home.
Yeah.
Whatever. One of the biggest things is like immediate responsive. Is like, I can message someone and ask them a question, but if they aren't there, I'm not going to get the message. Basically the same thing on a forum, where the only time you're going to get an answer, somebody's there. And on Discord, and shit like that, or like DMs, when someone is going to be there, essentially, because there's a little online thing. It says when they're online, so you can ask them a question when they're there. It's like that immediate responsiveness. That's what turns me away from forums, I guess. And I can get my answer like fucking now.
Yeah, it's a very different way of having a conversation. If you go on a forum, typically if I'm going to fill out something, it's going to be, a couple paragraphs or whatever. Whereas it's just, you can have a more natural conversation in something like Discord or back like people use Skype for a while or whatever. Just easier. It's just easier, and it's nice to have. I wish Twitter had a much better way of searching and accessing your media, like any videos and photos that you upload or anyone else does, because it's a real, like, when I want to, someone says like, hey, do you saw this photo? It's like, oh yeah, I uploaded that on Twitter like 2 years ago. Okay, let me just keep scrolling down until I see it. I can't really just actively search. I think if they had something like that, if it was a lot easier to find like Twitter videos and that sort of thing, I think that'd be handy. But again, everyone's always taking those clips and linking them elsewhere. Like, you can go to Discord and be like, oh, here's a bunch of videos of this thing, and you'll have a bunch of Twitter links and stuff. People are always keeping track of it in different ways.
Yep. Let's say, I mean, it's a really fickle thing. I'd say about it. Like, it seems like a lot of people now, they're like my local Tekken scene, they use Facebook. I barely fucking talk.
My locals still use Facebook, and I hate having to use that fucking messenger thing, but that's what they use. Just what they've always used.
Yeah, that's what they've always used, and I can't say that I'm fucking active in it, but
right.
I'm there. Next question.
Last question comes from Jack MB. What games have had the biggest impact on your standards or on you as a person?
Standards?
Well, Sonic Adventure 1.
Yeah. Something bugging you, kid.
Oh man, that's
a
loaded
question. About games that you can highlight as far as just being fucking pristine and being just great quality and polished that you can respect, and you have other games that will teach you. Like when I was a little kid. And do any of you, side thing real quick, can any of you go back and think, for chat too, can go back and think about when you were young and you realized that, holy fuck, I'm not bad at games, this game is actually just shit. Like, games can just be shit. I will never forget when I was playing Rugrats Search for Reptar on PS1, and I couldn't beat this fucking balloon level where you have to collect all the balloons in a certain amount of time. I could not fucking do it. And it just, something clicked. Something clicked in my meek little fucking head. I'm like, wow, no, this doesn't control as well as Spyro or Crash, but something feels wrong. I think this might actually just be badly made. I didn't understand that concept before then. So like stuff like that, even from a really young age, it's fun to think about that sort of thing. I'm trying to think about other later major, like some of the more prominent examples. For the last 5 years or so, 5 or 10.
Shadow the Hedgehog. I mean, you know, I guess this could work both ways. You could find like what your lowest barrier is. You could also find shit that you hold, like what you hold to a very high standard.
Right? Yeah, you can have.
That's why it's such a loaded question.
I don't know. It's really hard for me to pinpoint because I don't think I've ever had a fucking game where I've legitimately sat there and been like, well, this is fucking bad. I fucking hate everything that's like this. Never really had any. Maybe it's because I've been playing good games all of my fucking life.
That's bullshit. You
Every
definitely played
single
Halo
day.
for years.
You played Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. But I didn't play for the campaign or for the fucking
Hold on, hold on, Ian.
multiplayer.
Didn't you play? Didn't you play? Aren't you playing Overwatch right now, bud?
Me?
I launched Overwatch to get my free Halloween loot box and haven't touched it since.
Oh, there you go.
I got Shang-Chi May. I'm like, alright, that's all I wanted. I'm done.
There you go.
I mean,
Let's see what I got.
yeah, I play bad games, but I mean, my tastes have always kind of been the same. Just, if I like it, cool. If no one else likes it, whatever.
Fuck them.
Now, if you really wanted to take a shot at me, you would have brought up League, but
I
the
did.
opportunity was missed.
I did bring up League.
I just heard Overwatch.
I guess I might cut out.
Hey, League of Legends was a good game a couple years ago.
Back in the days of yore.
Yeah. As far as shit games, though, I definitely know what you mean.
Yeah.
The only place we had in town was this like 1 or 2 fucking video rental stores, and they were the only places. Like, I never got to buy games, so we would just go and rent something every week. And at a certain point, it was like, you know, I played through all the games. My friends were like, yo, this is really cool. You got to check this out. And I just start grabbing stuff off the shelf at random. I can't think of any specific names, but sometimes I'd get something home, pop it in, be real excited. That excitement would diffuse in like 5 minutes. And I'd be like, all right, I guess I'm playing outside this weekend.
Damn. Trying to think.
Yeah, when I was a kid, like I didn't have too many. Like I didn't have a lot of fucking games.
Yeah,
So-
that's the thing. At 99-bit hits it on the head. I was like, you know, if I'm gonna go for a fucking beat 'em up, it has to be DMC 3 or 4. Like that's for positivity. If I want to think of like what set a standard for something that was really shit,
Yeah.
or like what just like I'm not gonna play this.
God fucking damn it, Tekken.
Tekken. I think that it's not like a game that I hate objectively. It's just like that set a standard for like it's something that I don't. It's not the type of game that I really want to play. That set like a personal thing of like I found stuff that I am comfortable with. I found the outer limits of stuff that I am not comfortable playing. If that makes sense. TMNT, absolutely. Delusionary Killer brings up a good point. That's a game where it's like you play and it's just like, okay, this is what I would consider just don't play, just because it's not fun at all. It's never enjoyable.
TMNT?
Yeah, Platinum TMNT.
Yes, TMNT.
Yeah.
That one was also fucking dicks.
What was the only TMNT game I've really played, so...
It was really bad. Like, your jump arcs were fucked, and there was this part in the first level where you had to go across this gap, but your jump arc would hit the ceiling, and then you just fall down.
Are you talking about the Konami one?
Talking about the NES one where all you had to do was walk over it.
One of the ones that was trying to ape the arcade games. It was like a full.
Oh, the really bad arcade translations on SNES, right?
I don't even think this was an arcade translation. I think this was its own thing.
Really?
And I remember the second level, you had to swim through this reef, and if you touched the walls at all, it was just fucking insta-death, and your hitbox for your...
You're talking about the NES, right?
Yeah, the NES one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It
Then.
was
Okay.
fucking garbage.
Yeah, I
no,
know
the part you were talking about, yeah, you're in the sewer and there's a fucking pizza and you really want to get it, right? But you're on this bridge and there's this little fucking gap and you think, okay, well, there's a gap in the floor, I got to jump over it. But the problem is that, yeah, you hit your head and you fall through. But if you just walk over it, you're fine. It's fucking retarded. I hate that game, but I played it a lot when I was little.
Yeah.
I don't know. I tend to like use a lot of like passion projects to set my standards. Like and like a passion project isn't necessarily a good game per se, but it's just you could feel that someone poured all the blood, sweat, and tears into it.
Yeah.
Like I mean, fucking Witcher, the original Witcher set a lot of standards for what I expect out of like what I consider to be good writing. It's not a fucking good game. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you it's a good game, but there's so much else behind it that pushes it forward as like something that set standards for me. Coming down to, I mean, obviously DMC has to be mentioned because I've said this before in my Bayonetta video, and I'll say it again. DMC did change my life. Not in a way where it's like it was a religious experience, but so much more that it gave me a new standard to expect what I should hope a movement feels like in a game.
Yeah.
Because before DMC, and I mean this in the most literal way, you can fucking go and look. You can look at the back catalog of video games of everything that precedes DMC, but I guarantee you, nothing felt like DMC in terms of moving around an environment. Nothing. It changed the face of 3D movement. It really did. That's not to say that there weren't other games out there where you couldn't move in 3D. No, there certainly were. But just the simple act of running around in the environment is just so new in DMC compared to everything else that preceded it. Because every other fucking beat 'em up that came out before then, the majority of other fucking 3D adventure games in general did not feel as like grounded and satisfying and as precise as DMC.
Yeah.
And that just like, that's what it set a new standard. Now, mind you, I have problems with DMC, the original. I mean, Vash, you know, I've spoken to you about this a million times. The DMC series in general, I don't really have a big, I don't have a big hard on for its jump arc or its jump speeds. Sometimes I feel like they're too fast for me. But like just the general movement of walking around, strafing, you know, and all that other shit, like it just, that's what set the new standard for me for what I should expect out of an action-oriented game, or just pretty much any game after that. And lo and behold, fucking God of War and Ninja Gaiden both have that feeling of moving around. It feels like when you're moving around in those games, it feels a lot like DMC.
Yeah.
Now, the combat obviously is way different. The level progression is a hell of a lot more different. You know, they give you different things to do. Like, you know, the wall running in Ninja Gaiden is a hell of a lot more different than, you know, these other games and shit. But just the general feeling of movement was, in my opinion, because I mean, if you find something that fucking plays just like DMC before DMC, fucking throw it at me. But there was nothing else that played like it. Just nothing else.
I would say now, probably like something that set a standard for like what a game that just feels natural to play the first time through. I would probably point to Ori. Where just something like, and it's not necessarily like it's gonna work that exact same way for every person who picks it up, but it's like you know when it's like the way you are and what you expect from how a game is going to control and how a game actually controls, when those two things meet, that's what that's supposed to feel like. And there's like obviously the opposite case where like shit just definitely just completely clashes with what you expect or what you want to do naturally.
Yeah. Oh! I just got hit by a realization.
Wow.
I know some people probably are expecting me to say Final Fantasy 13, but Final Fantasy 13 didn't really set any bad standards for me. I mean, it was just a shit game on its own. The game that, in terms of like negativity, in terms of like Japanese role-playing games, that really set a big negative standard for me.
Warcraft.
Yes. WoW is the worst JRPG. No, fucking Star Ocean Till the End of Time. I was so excited for that because I absolutely adore and I'm in love with the second Star Ocean game. I never beat it, and I really wish I did. I got to go back and beat it one of these days. But yeah, I was super looking forward to the third one. And holy fuck, just what a terrifying amalgamation of terrible animations, terrible artwork, fucking just everything just felt so bad and generic and weird and just so not for me. It just like it felt like it was like for a completely brand new audience. So yeah, that was definitely a game that fucking set my standard for like, oh, I actually have standards when it comes to Japanese animation.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering that for the longest time, because like I'm just so used to exposing myself to stuff like fucking Ghost in the Shell, Akira, Tenchi Muyo, and all this other shit. Ranma 1/2 and fucking Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z. And then as it turns out, like I'm looking at Star Ocean 3 and I'm like, wow, that's ugly. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's hideous.
Just
It's really bad. You got this just generic mocap with big anime sticker eyes and nothing really done to modify. Pokey, I would love to get my my ex and you and just in a room together just to rant about Star Ocean, because like God, y'all would have a ball. I remember her explaining I remember her sitting down to me and explain. I love like one of my favorite things to do with her is she would sit down and like explain in every little detail like everything from the like the lore and the story and the narrative progression and everything from these fucking terrible games. And one of them being like, yeah, Star Ocean 3, and then what so was that Last Hope, or was that Till the End of Time?
Till the End of Time was Star Ocean 3. 4 was
Last Hope was 4. Yeah, and it's just like, God, when she's like, I think it's in 4 when they find out like none of it was real and they're all in like a dream or some shit. Like, God, I remember she played that and she lost her shit. It's fucking terrible, but now that'd be fun.
They are honestly 3 and 4 are like the definition of some of the worst fucking cutscenes and delivery I've ever fucking seen.
So bad.
Like aside from the mocap too, I was recently exposed to Jack's bringing up dinner from I think that was Never Ending. What was it called? Infinite Undiscovery. Was that what it was, Jack? That fucking that dinner thing. But yeah, that was another Tri-Ace game, I believe, if I recall. I'm probably wrong on that. Maybe it's not. But yeah, Star Ocean 4 recently. I found out about Nappy Time. Did you hear about Nappy Time?
I love that scene. Isn't it great?
Nappy Time is
really
horrifying. Holy shit. How could anyone ever be okay with having this fucking 8-year-old lolly dressed up like a fucking Venetian doll? Like a fucking gaudy-ass looking Venetian doll. Saying, Edgy, can you join me for nappy time, Kay? Edgy, I want to sleep with you on nappy time, Kay. She ends every line with K.
Yeah.
And she calls him Edgy, and his name's Edge, which is already bad enough to begin with. And then when she gets up from the fucking couch, when she's storming towards her friend, she does this weird fucking demonic gremlin waddle. What the fuck is going... God, if anyone's not seen Nappy Time, go look at fucking Nappy Time. Look it up. Look up Star Ocean 4 Nappy Time. Actually, you know what, Kevin? I don't know if you ever saw Nappy Time.
No.
I have the most recent Star Ocean game on my PS4, and I think I've put in about 10 minutes of it. Do it?
Oh, that was something in Faithlessness, right?
Yeah, something like that.
All right, Kevin, I'm about to fucking at you so hard right now.
I was gonna say, Mark, earlier when you were talking about how like DMC set such a standard for you for movement, I was gonna say like in regards to just beat 'em ups in general, like third person action, like definitely when I first played the first Jack and Daxter, like even to this day.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
I still in terms of just movement, just general navigation and level design, and how your actual attacks add to your movement and intertwine so smoothly and just naturally is just still, for like a lot of games, don't really beat that for me. And it's something that I feel a lot of people kind of overlook, and I wish people appreciated it more. Especially in the
Naughty Dog games after that still didn't sure again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I was gonna say, like, is that, you know, people when they talk about like Jacktoon 3, a lot of time they make it sound as if, you know, it just went straight to cars and guns and that was it. But it's funny how, in terms of like level design, yeah, there's more focus on like mission variety and mission structure, where you have some stuff where you're doing races, some stuff where you're doing having the just again vehicular shit or anything like that. And I didn't care for that stuff. But when you had levels that were more focused on platforming and exploration and that sort of thing, you could, the fact that I thought it was beautiful how they actually intermix a lot of your gunplay and attacks or whatever in the same way that they did, you know, being able to like punch and cancel the punch at any time into a roll, and you cancel the roll into a roll jump and that sort of thing. You can ground pound, you can jump, and you can ground pound the you know, from really high up. If you want to like cancel your momentum immediately, you can spin. As soon as you do, you can punch and then jump, and then it'll gain you extra height on your jump, and then you can spin to continue the height. All that stuff got intermixed with your guns as well, and it was great. Like the fact that you, like, even just little things, like if I want to, there's some dudes on a ledge above me, and I want to try to wipe them a little bit before I kind of go around and start progressing. I have this one gun that shoot that rapid fires, so I can punch and then jump to get more height, spin, which will give me more height, and then shoot, and it'll hit them. Even little things like that were just really, really fun, and I give a lot of credit to the team for actually just putting work into that and keeping the core of Jack's movement and gameplay there. It was more the level design that would affect things, depending on, and like mission structure, depending on what you were having to do, because obviously there were certain missions, vehicular and whatnot, that didn't really lend itself to what made the first game so good. But yeah, I mean those games, first one especially, just it still resonates with me a lot, as far as just, if I play a platformer, usually like there would be cases where I'm like, all right, does this feel as good just on the spot, as good and smooth and makes sense as much as the first Jack did, and its mechanics. And every game has to be exactly like that, but in general, it just did so many things right, and it's still it just, I don't know, a lot of platformers to me, even to today, haven't really come close to that game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill Praxis. Yeah. Well, except for Knack 2.
Yeah, you're right.
Knack 2 is really good.
Yeah. It's probably the definition of like
if you look up platforming,
setting new standards.
If you look up platforming in Webster, like there's just a picture of Knack. There's no words. There's just a picture of Knack.
And it's like, oh,
it's also probably the best RPG ever too.
Definitely.
It's also a link to the PS4 store to buy it.
It's really good.
I think with that, we're all done. I think we're all Gucci Mane, because fucking Neil's been muted. Ian dipped out.
Did his mic die?
I don't know, but he's gone now. It's over. He's dead. Podcast is over. It's dead. You know what that means. Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Bonfire Lit Comfycast. We definitely have a raid target. Say hello to my boy Spike Vegeta. He is playing Kingdom Hearts. I might be on a little bit later to stream some DMC4 practice. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah.
If I could get this fucking bottom out of Treasure Battle, I would happily stream later. Tekken, probably.
Have a great day, guys. Say hi to Spike for me. He's a good guy. He's a good boy.
So pissed.
So gay.
Next time,
yeah,
when you incorporate a GIF for the placement of someone's head, you should definitely use Spike Vegeta throwing up the beer.